Good on and welcome back to the Lifetime channel. It's been a while. It's been like 9 days since the last upload. I know we're meant to be doing one a week, but things just happened in the week. But don't worry about. We're all good. Everyone's all good. It's been a couple of weeks since we last spoke to you guys. Obviously, Bella's not here today, but it's like 7 o'clock in the evening, and obviously knackered himself from unbeaten the game on Friday. So he'll be back on the week when we do another stream about everything going on. But I'm here with Kelks. How you doing, Kelks? All good?
I'm good, man. I got the day off, so you know what that means. That means Kel's drinking.
Yeah, I've had a few already today, so I'm going to find easy in that time. I've got a coffee, have some more. So I'm going to chill for a bit for this one, but yeah, it's been a chat. Big DC. Well, Better will be here during the week, hopefully. So I'll bring him on next week, and we'll sort of discuss more on the thing. But big up to you. Smash the likes, everyone. Make sure you have already. Show channels with love as well. Obviously, big up Celts coming on, and anyone else wants to join the chat, we'll obviously bring on as well. It's going to be a bit more of a freestyle stream. It's not like genuine topic we've got to discuss. We're just going to City news, read the last couple of games, and just give a proper analysis of it all. Because I think it's well worth, not necessarily winning games or not unbeaten, FA Cup final. It's still great. You can't, it's how crap season's been. It's actually a good last few games. But it's not perfect, which I know it ain't going to be perfect anyway in football. But just obviously we'll talk about the positive. Also, we'll talk about the things we've got to work on and improve on. I think there's one thing about this team that I've noticed this last few weeks is it's not a consistent team on midfield. It's not a consistent thing yet that we've got in the team. Like I couldn't ask you, Celts, right now. What is our current spine from the keeper to the striker? Is it a guaranteed lineup every week? Really?
Well, I think that back four has been kind of settled, but now I'm very nervous about it because Nico struggled in the game against Wolves, and that's fine. Like I accept that. Like he's a young player and he's playing a position he doesn't know. But now that Akanji's back, I'm really nervous that Pep is just going to start playing that lineup again, where it's like Joshko at left back and Akanji and Diaz in the center, and everybody has to move around and. I think that's been a shaky back line for us. And so I really like this defensive solidity we've seen with Joshko and Diaz. And I'm just really nervous that that's going to get broken up now because Nico had one bad game. Yeah. And I think it's very clear for the rest of the season, we're going to see all four of the uncles. Sorry, I'm on the uncle bandwagon.
That's all right.
I get a lot of blame for starting that term when really it was Patrick.
Now,
called him pensioners.
I said it yesterday, right? When Arsenal draw off to Bournemouth. The way results are going, Arsenal's points tally is right into the rest of the top 5 battle. Have you noticed that recently?
Yeah.
Is there a chance that Arsenal bottle top 5?
I think their second place is at risk for them because they have to go to Anfield next week. And I didn't see the final. Last time I checked, Chelsea was winning. I don't know if they won. I was out to breakfast, so I missed the game. So they have to go to Anfield, and I don't know the last time they got a win there. And then they have to play Newcastle, and let's be honest, they are Newcastle's bitch right now. Like Newcastle have been spanking them for like 2 straight seasons.
Yeah.
So they could realistically lose both of those games, and we have Southampton away. Like we need to absolutely pound that team because they are one of the worst teams point-wise in the history of the Premier League, and they have shipped 80 goals this season. So if I see another 1-0. I might go Oedipus on myself. Like we need to score some goals at that game next week because they are a really bad team.
Yeah. Now, look, obviously in previous years, going to Southampton was always difficult for us because we always knew we were going to a bogey team who actually are really good at home, but they've been utterly dreadful the last 3 years. So I think we should be going there, getting the result there. Yeah. We'll obviously go into the comments and we'll sort of go off topic from there. Now, obviously, with the whole Morgan Gibbs-White thing today from Fabrizio came out today. Now, from what I've heard from people obviously lots of Dash, other people that I know from about transfers. Gibbs-White is pretty much done at this point, apparently. Again, it's not here we go confirmed. I'm not pretending it is, none of you calcs. But from what we're hearing, it's looking more likely this is going to happen. I'm fine with this as long as it's the right price.
Yeah,
if it's the right price.
Yeah, I'll let you finish. Sorry.
Yeah,
no, I was gonna say, I'm fine with this deal. If he's going to be our new engine in the midfield, great. I mean, I don't think he's worth 80 or 90 million, but unfortunately, this English tax rule, we're just struggling because I don't think there's a lot of elite players in England right now. Like, sorry, I'm an American. This is my American viewpoint of when I watch the English national team play. I just don't think there's a lot of elite players on that squad. And the few that don't want to come to City. Like Jude didn't want to come to City. Declan Rice didn't want to come to City. Bukayo Saka is not leaving Arsenal. We have Phil Foden. And then I would say the only other like elite player that England really has is Harry Kane, even though he's kind of on the decline. So we're trying to be the best team in the world. And I think we have to start we have to have an English quota. So I just don't think there's a lot of really good players to pick from. So I'm fine with the move. I think you have to get rid of Bernardo if you sign Gibbs-White because I think they're too similar. We can't have two guys making high wages and not producing G&A. Like I think he sounds like a great engine in midfield. And like that's fine. Like I think we need that. We have enough goals otherwise. Like next season we'll have Marmoush, we'll have Holland, we'll have Rodri back, Foden hopefully he's back in form. Maybe Doku and Savio can get better with scoring, but we'll get goals from all them. Like we'll get a ton of goals from that. So I don't think Gibbs-White is coming in to score or create. He's just like that bridge. And that's fine. You need a player like that in the team. So I'm fine with him coming. I have no problem. I just don't think he's worth 80 to 90 million, which is what we're going to probably have to pay.
Do you know what it is, Kelps? It's the Calvin Phillips PTSD. This fan base, right, has packed itself and thinking, oh, him, he's going to be like Calvin Phillips. Right. Calvin Phillips, injuries ruined his time here. And then obviously after that, it went downhill. You can't factor in that. If that happens, it happens. But football isn't guaranteed anything. You have to do whatever you like. For all we know, right, Wirtz will come in and get an ACL injury again. And he's out for another season again. And that could be his career over. Like, you know what I mean? It's football. These things can happen to anyone. So we've got to start actually, you know what, like DC says, at the end of the day, right, it's a signing and coming into the club. We'll back them and give them support they are. Because as long as they put the effort in, we'll back them. That's how it should be. Like for me, I think Gibbs-White's the perfect player right now to come into this team as an engine that offers something different to what we've got already. We need someone like him at the moment. And I feel like for me, that's exactly what, we're looking for at the moment.
Yeah, we need that, especially because our engine has been Bernardo the past 7 or 8 seasons, and his legs are going. I don't think he's offered very much the past 2 seasons at all. So we need to replace that with some younger legs to burn out because Bernardo's have been burnt out. That's why I think if you get Gibbs-White, you have to get rid of Bernardo because you can't. I think you can't have 2 of them together. And I'm totally fine. I'll back Gibbs-White if he comes. I don't know why everybody just hates the move. And I don't think this is like Calvin Phillips at all, because Calvin Phillips was coming in. He's not versatile. He was coming in just to be a backup 6, and he was so bad at it that we had to run Rodri into the ground. And that, all that mileage plus last season's mileage probably was a big factor. He blew his knee out. So I don't think it's the same at all, because I think Gibbs-White is coming in to start, and Phillips was not.
Yeah, big up Vinny, by the way, for winning the Bundesliga. His first season with Bayern. Big up. Harry Kane finds a trophy now, finally, to his collection.
That's how you know the world is ending. If Harry Kane has won a trophy, like get the Homer Simpson, the end is near sign out, like in the bell, like the end is near.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but you know what?
Oh, Tom's in the chat.
Big up AK, big up on the chat. Obviously, everyone's still doing good and joining in. I'll just join now. Hello, Alf. How you doing, my friend? All good?
All right. We got Alf in the house. There's my bedtime.
Club Brugge won the cup, guys. Club Brugge won the cup. Anderlecht, fuck them. Fuck Anderlecht.
There we go. We'll have
voor de mand, yeah. Romeo voor de mand. Man, this guy's a baller. Brace voor de mand. Anyhow, what was the topic?
We're talking about Morgan Gibbs-White. I'm cool with the move. I have no problem with it.
Morgan Gibbs-White for me.
Big up, Tone.
the reason I don't think, I don't mind Gibbs-White, but the reason I don't think it will happen is because it's so much money for opposition, which we don't that desperately need. I think we're more likely to spend big money on a 10 because Gibbs-White is going to play as an 8 at Man City. Because, he plays as a 10 for Nottingham Forest, but you look at what he does. He runs a lot, he's an engine, he's strong. That's the type of profile that Pep likes as an 8. He's not very technical. Pep wants a technical 10. So I think he's not going to be out 10. So for the player,
if he's the 10, then we have serious problems. Then you might as well just play Foden there, because even though Foden's not the greatest 10, like he's a better 10 than Gibbs-White.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
But
why would
Tony, exactly. Like this is why right now we're City right now. We're winning games. Do you remember November, December? How terrible that was. What we're getting right now is what I wanted then. So I'm happy that we're actually getting 3 points, we're getting clean sheets, we're actually getting over the line in games. Is it pretty? Oh, but is it going to be? So we're getting what we need to get out this season. Give me a couple along with that. I'm taking it. I'm taking it next season because we have to. Like we can literally moan all we want, right? I'm complaining about not being another champion again, like a 5-time champion in a row, whatever people want to go on about, right? But you think about it, right? To get 4 in a row itself was unbelievable. The way we did it,
and we should have, honestly. Last season we should not have won the title. We were not good last season at all. We literally got carried by a Ballon d'Or and a player of the season. Those two carried our team last year. We had a lot of these problems last season, but it got masked by 2 brilliant individual seasons.
KDB and running also, and Haaland at the start of the season, because the start of the season we were actually the worst. Haaland at the start of the season just kept scoring goals to win his games. We should not have won, really. And he did that this season as well. He does that at the start of every season. In the treble season, people don't talk about how bad we were in the first 2 or 3 months of the treble season.
Oh, it was
Haaland just scored hat-trick after hat-trick.
On the wing was so boring to watch.
Palace at home, we were down 2-0. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, this guy, trick. Like, he was literally inevitable. He got Thanos. He just kept banging in the goals. And it was nice. But
so good.
I said before,
he should have won that Ballon d'Or. He got robbed.
Yeah,
sorry, Messi, I don't care about your fucking World Cup, man. You were not the best player in the world that season.
No, he wasn't.
You know what, though? You know what I'll say? Haaland will get those numbers again if you get Wirtz.
Oh, God. They're getting Mateus on here.
Mateus,
Mateus on here. Let's argue about it. No. Because here's the thing. What Mateus wants immediate quality, which I understand. I agree with him. But Florian Wirtz, he's a moment player. These young players tends to be moments. What Wirtz needs is not quality, it's consistency. He's going to need 2 or 3 years to get that. But if you get him in, he will bring those moments. Haaland will be better for it. And you allow Foden to drop deeper in the midfield to control the game more, which is where Foden drives better, rather than pushing him onto the 10 role. So by getting Wirtz in, you facilitate other players a lot better. And Wirtz will improve. Like, again, he doesn't lack quality, he lacks consistency. And that's true for a lot of young players.
I think he should want to come to City too. Anybody who's a creative player should want to come to Manchester City, because Erling Haaland signed a 10-year contract. You get to feed the best finisher in the world for 10 seasons. So why would you not be like dropping everything and coming to our team? Like, you're going to just rack up assists without even trying.
Yeah.
And you get Pep to teach you to be even a better player. Like, Wirtz, I think he's pretty good right now. I don't know if he's a £100 million player, which we would have to pay to get him.
But give him 2 seasons
under Pep, he's going to be a much better player.
This is the problem. Wirtz is not a £100 million player at the moment. No. But you're not buying Wirtz for what he's now. You're buying him for what he will be in 3 years from now. And in 3 years from now, if you want to buy him, his price will be too high for Man City. Because let's be honest, Man City doesn't like paying big sums of money. We do it very infrequently. The only 100 million player we've ever bought is Grealish. If he goes from 100 million pounds and a trade deal for McAtee to 130, 140 million pounds, Man City is going to say no. So you have to buy him now, I think.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly. No, I agree on that. By the way, unfortunately, we've had some troll. Not of us, by the way. That's Martin.
Yeah, I see another
People,
one.
I'd have to ban them. Like, guys, seriously, if we're still doing this, like, if you're actually creating accounts out of your own time, you have way more time spending. Touch us, please. Go and touch us.
What you should do. I've started doing this on my channel. I just banned the trolls, and I don't say I've banned them, and they keep chatting without realizing they're banned. I just ignored them because then they disappear.
Well, doesn't it say that they get banned? Because I've seen in the chat it says someone was banned. And
but yeah, that's because you're a moderator. Only moderators can see that.
I'm not a moderator. I'm not a moderator. I'm a moderator on like one channel, and I don't know how to. I don't know how to do any of that
I'll
stuff.
make them up anyway.
I should have banned somebody on Mo's channel because he was a.
Big up Caesar.
Bro, no, ew, creepy.
2 more loading. Yeah, Joe Watt, right? Big up Vinny. You know, he's the same what you want is buying or not, right? He's got his first Bundesliga right in his first season. That's still great. He's won a trophy. Is it perfect season?
More league titles than Arteta.
No.
Yeah. Don't worry, Dash. I've seen the games. I'll read it later on. I think I've already banned this guy. I think, but yeah.
Yeah, I gotta ban him again. Yeah, Vinny needs to start doing it in the Champions League. I think if he's going to be our manager, he needs to make a Champions League final either next season or the season after. To show us like he's progressing. Like winning a league is a great first step. Like you've gotten over the line, awesome. But you have to keep building on it if you're going to replace Pep Guardiola.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay, I'll send you the link now, my bro. Big up everyone. Big up Hong as well. Yeah, Jordan is right. We'll get into this like Wirtz stuff as well because we're all seeing a lot of rumors about Wirtz. Obviously, you know, prefer us Bayern, which I think is probably true. I think the Bayern stuff more his dad pushing that more than him saying this. I think
but his dad, by the way, a lot of people leave this out.
His dad? Is he a man or is he gonna just do what Daddy says when he's like 22?
No. His dad says if Wirtz does not want to go to Bayern München, I will not stop him. His dad says, I want him to go to Bayern, but if he wants to go to Man City, I won't stop him. So that's an important caveat there, I guess. Because I see a lot of people saying, oh, his dad wants to go to Bayern München. Well, his dad also said, I won't stop Wirtz if he goes elsewhere. So, I mean, that's like a really mood thing to bring up. What matters is
he going to go feed a 32-year-old Harry Kane, or is he going to come feed Erling Haaland for 10 years? Like, that is the biggest, like, carrot for anybody who's a semi-competent creator. You get Pep Guardiola teaching you how to be better, and you get to feed the best finisher in football. What more could you want? And you're going to get a ridiculous amount of money because we're making it rain right now with the money we're handing out. Like Marmouche, $290K. Like, dude, you're going to get paid, and you're going to you're going to walk into a great situation. So I hope a lot of big go to that disaster in Madrid. I don't know about Munich. I mean, they're going to win the Bundesliga, but they need to aspire for Champions League, and that's the next step for Vinny. Like I said a minute ago.
Big up AK. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, big up lads. What a day to be a blue. Yeah. Super Vinny won his first Bundesliga. Mahrez, our GOAT, has won the AFC Champions League. Them red shite can hold that.
Yeah. And we're 3 points behind the best team in London.
Oh yeah, them guys.
Oh, if we finish ahead of them, when we won in 13 games,
mind
like
the gap.
I'm going to go on the offensive, like especially if they lose on Wednesday, dude. I will be merciless.
Kelks, and one more thing, mind the gap.
Yeah.
You know what?
Mind the gap.
You know what? Yeah. Talking about gaps. Talking about gaps. if we win the FA Cup, we have the same amount of trophies as Arsenal.
We have been in the
There's
FA
no
Cup,
more
I can
gap.
do that.
Europa. If Spurs win a trophy this season and Arsenal do not, dude.
No,
Arsenal
if
fans will get off
Tottenham,
the
if
internet for the
Tottenham
rest
beat
of the
United in the
season. You will
final,
be finished.
if Tottenham beat United in the
Honestly-
final,
Oh, my
17,
days.
please
Also, it's-
Tottenham for
We
once,
need
win a
that,
trophy.
Luke. We need
It will
that.
be more
We
funny.
need that.
It will be more
We
funny
need
if
that at
Bobo
all
Glimt
costs.
won it in the end.
Yeah, Glimt won it. I love that. Glimt,
And
Tottenham won it.
yeah, of course, ladies and gents, I want to pay a special tribute to Vincent Kompany. Congrats to him on winning his first Bundesliga title. Captain Fantastic. He will always be in our hearts, no matter what. Shout out Super Vinny every single time.
Exactly, man.
I'm happy
Hell
for
yeah.
him.
If he wins the Super Cup next season, he already has more trophies than Arteta.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Wait, oh, the German Super Cup. Because I was gonna say,
Yeah, it's
you
German
have
Super
to win
Cup as
something
a
in Europe to
professional
get to
game.
the UEFA Super Cup.
Ooh,
go.
okay.
Why would we sign
ITK.
Rodrigo? We already have like a bunch of wingers who already aren't playing
That's a
right
good
now.
point.
Do we need to sign
That's a good point.
another £100 million bench player?
Yes. Welcome
Like,
to
we spent
Manchester.
200 well, we spent 170 in January, and half of those players didn't make the squad against Wolves, and the one of the two who did was on the bench until the end, and then the other one got shoved outright way out of position. So why would we spend 100 million on Rodrigo? It's pointless.
And also, I'm real Rodrigo, right? It's great player, but I just feel like with Rodrigo now, it's like if we generally want him, right? I feel like it'd be a priority, you know. But I think now we got Stevino, we got Bob, we got. I know I'm not saying Rodrigo's not better than he is.
Oh,
But
he's
you gotta
better
think
than
about-
all of them. He's the starter on our
But
team immediately.
What's
He
the
walks through
priority
door
right
and
now?
starts.
What's the priority right now? What's the priority for you guys?
Yeah,
at this
wingers
moment?
down the list for me. The
Wingers-
biggest priority for me
listen.
is getting rid of players. I don't even care about buying players. It is getting rid of players. That is priority number one. It has to be.
Yeah, kinda. My
We're
priority.
gonna have the same problems next season if we do not get rid of a lot of players this summer.
I agree. My priority is getting rid of some players that Pep Guardiola keeps playing.
Yeah,
Bernardo Silva.
Gundogan, Kovacic, and I'm throwing Akanji in there. I'm sorry, I'm on the Akanji out. I started the bandwagon, and I have my first convert. Who's not on the panel, but
Yeah,
Maybe
but
he's back.
Akanji, here's the thing why I want him out. If Akanji plays, Guardiola is coming back to left back, and I don't want that. We need to get a real left back that will get that left back spot and push Guardiola into centre back.
Mhm.
Because Pep
Yeah,
likes to do
I think
weirdness.
that's the best development of the season is Vardiol and Diaz, and we need to keep that going.
What were you going to say, AK?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, Pep needs to stop playing his favorites next season because this season it has costed us
won't.
big time.
He won't. That's the problem. That's why
That's
you
the
need
problem,
to manage
huh?
the squad for Pep. Pep
Yeah.
is too sentimental. He's too
If
sentimental
they're
to his
here, they
players.
will play. Akanji came in as a fifth center back, and he played every game that season in the treble season. Yeah, Bernardo will start
To be
every game
fair-
next season.
to be fair-
They won't be bench players. They will play every game. And
To
I
be
think,
fair,
I think we're going to
though,
have the same
Akanji
problems
was
we had
very
in
good.
December if they play every game next season.
Yeah, but to be fair, Akanji was very good in that treble season. To be fair to him. But you know what, yeah? You know what? We have so many centre backs now. I think we need to clear out some centre backs first. I think that's got to be the biggest priority. Because we have 9 centre backs at the club. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
9. Do we need 9 centre backs?
No.
5.
Well, I
6,
mean,
probably.
you might as well not count Stones and Ake because the way the
Yeah, but
injuries
they're
are
on
going
our
is that,
books. They're big
Stones plays
wages.
4 games in a row and then he's out for 10 weeks.
Yeah.
They are big wages, though. John Stones has very big wages. And if you want to get in new players like Florian Wirtz, you want to
Yeah.
give Wirtz big wages. So Stones eating up all that money, you need to get rid of him. And it's very difficult because he's injury prone,
And,
on big
yeah,
wages, and old.
Alf and Kelks. Alf and Kelks. The reason why is now John Stones is too injury prone. I haven't even seen
And
him
Ake
make an
is too.
appearance at all now.
I don't even know if
You
I
know-
count him as one player.
You know Stones has missed more games due to injury than he's played for the Man City.
Yeah, $250 a week to play like what?
Yes,
What does
I
he
know.
play?
I
19?
mean,
Nico Riley has more minutes than
I'm
John
actually not
Stones this
disagreeing with
season.
that. I'm not Alf. I'm not disagreeing with your point, but yeah, John Stones' injury record is a big concern now. It's a big concern. He needs to be let go, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree on that. Can't say anything more than that, really. If we get Bernardo, do we need to buy an end? But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. If you get rid of Bernardo, that engine does not need to be 80 million pounds. Gibbs-White is going to be 80 million or something like that.
Also, why did we spend 60 million pounds on or euros on Nico Gonzalez? Do we just look at him as a six backup? Like,
you know what? Yeah, Pep
buy
Guardiola likes to do funny things sometimes, and this is a funny thing that Pep is doing. But no, I actually made a video on that. All jokes aside, I made a video on that today. I think he'll play again next season, but Pep Guardiola wants an experienced six. This is the end of the season. Pep wants an experienced six. He wants Kovacic in the final because he trusts Kovacic. He's had Kovacic for a while. To get Kovacic for the final, he needs to be match fit. He needs to be ready in the system. That means playing in the league. That's why Nico Gonzalez has been dropped. It's not a quality issue. I don't think Pep distrusts him. It's simply a matter of, I want an experienced six who has won Champions Leagues, who has won league titles, to be fit and match fit for the FA Cup final. I think that's the biggest reason.
We'll say bless everyone in the chat except that Muppet.
Big up Patrick, man.
Big up Patrick.
Long, big up, bro. How you doing, man? You good?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I was just waiting for everybody to say their bit before I come in as well. I have a lot to say personally about incomings and outgoings personally. I think in terms of outgoings, I think the wage bill has to come down a lot. I think we all know De Bruyne's leaving, of course, and I think there's been a lot of chatter in terms of he should why can't the club do a U-turn? But I think basically with the wage bill, especially because he's on 400 grand a week, and we can't just keep him for the sake of keeping him because he's a club legend, which he is, of course. But what I'm trying to say to you is the club's progression has to come first over any player, first and foremost, and I think that has to be more important. And I think it is the right decision, and I still stand by that decision since the day the club announced that he'll be leaving as well. And I think I still stand there no matter how well he's playing. I think that's not guaranteed to go into next season because he can't play every game, given the fact that he'll be 34 years old next month going into it. So you have to figure it this way. And plus, we have to free those wages up, especially for the possibility of Florian Wirtz coming in. And I think this is what I've been reading online in a way. But I think the signs are looking good. There's just no way you can't tell De Bruyne to leave if you're not confident of getting his replacement coming in. And I think the replacement will be Wirtz, in my opinion, as the new creator. And I think the fact that Wirtz is he knows the spot will be his when he'll go into the team, and he'll be the main man going up to create for the next 10 years at the very, very least. And I think it's yeah, he'll create for Haaland, of course, with the guys around him as well. Yeah, and I think as far as outgoings are concerned, I think obviously not only De Bruyne, I do agree with the fact that John Stones has to be shown the door as well, because of the fact that Pep just said in his press conference recently, if you can't be fit, then you can't stay here personally. And I think it will happen, especially with the possibility of Morgan Gibbs-White coming in as a homegrown option. That means one homegrown player will likely be shown the door as well, in my opinion, as well. And I think, of course, yeah. And I think
sorry to interrupt here, but we kind of need to cut back on our not homegrown players, though.
Cut back? What are you talking about?
Yeah, because some of our
we're gonna have serious problems with that very soon.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
Jack Grealish this summer.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
That's a lot. And McAtee.
Yeah. That is what I meant. Gal. That's what I meant. I meant some of our players, when they turn 21, I believe the age is, they're not going to count as homegrown anymore. So we need to get some more homegrown players in, and we can't just bring in a homegrown player and boot out someone else. We need to actually build a bit of a squad with some homegrown players. Now, I think that's easily doable, but you can't bring in one homegrown player and then boot out another. We need to get maybe 3 homegrown players in and get only 1 or 2, if possible, out. That's what I think.
I don't know. Do the ones on loan count as part of the quota?
No.
Okay, because that's Walker and Phillips. Those are 2. I'm not sure. Maybe Martin knows. Since Martin's here. Hi, Martin.
Evening.
Hi, Martin.
Are we all enjoying the meltdown?
Hello, Martin.
What's meltdown?
Yes,
Not a
Martin.
meltdown. This is
What
not
we
a
say?
meltdown.
The meltdown all day. What Morgan Gibbs-White announced, and everyone goes into World War III. It's quite kind of
Oh,
fun.
God,
Man,
yeah, welcome.
I'm looking forward to the
yeah.
Inside City little camera crew. I look forward to them showing us that when Rodri and Morgan Gibbs-White meet in the dressing room for the first time. That's gonna be blockbuster content right there.
Yeah, just to answer you, by the way, players on loan don't count because they go into the club that they're on loan to squad. So Calvin Phillips would go into the Ipswich squad rather than ours. He doesn't count.
Okay.
Same with Walker. So yeah, no, Alfie's spot on. We've got, I think, 16 foreign spaces, taking out the 17. KDB goes, you're down to 15. So you can we're probably going to sign 2 or 3 foreign players because Doku and Gavardio will come into the squad because they've gone over the age of 21. Kushinov, yeah, but by the way, the thing of not playing the new players is they were bought. They weren't just bought for now. They were bought for the future, for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years. They weren't just bought for now. I know everyone thought they were, which they were, but Kushinov only came out of the team because he stumbled across Nunes and O'Reilly at fullback, and then he could play his formation that allowed him for the fullbacks to go. Sorry, my voice is going, which is not going to be great for later. You got to remember, Kushinov can't do what Nunes does in that right back role. And then he's moved Gavardio into left centre back, and he's got Diaz because for some reason he likes 2 left-footed centre backs for balance. I don't know why. He does seem to like that. So Kushinov will be fine. He'll be absolutely fine, and he'll get plenty of game time next season. Nico Gonzalez will. I think Nico Gonzalez is out because I think as much as he's a very, very good player, and I think he'll have a great career at City, he's just he struggles for me to slow the tempo down a little bit. I get it. He wants to go forward a lot. And if you look at the game where he suddenly dropped was the Everton game. And that was the game where I think he gave away 3 or 4, not sloppy balls, but sloppy passes that went to the opposition. And I think that's when Pep went, because this formation we stumbled on is about keeping possession and control. And you can slow it down and speed it up at different times. And I think for the time being, he does trust Gundogan and Bernardo. For right or for wrong, these are the players that won him the treble, the formidables, everything. So he is going to trust them a bit more than the new ones. He is going to do that.
Yeah,
that's just a fact of life.
I'm not too concerned with Nico Gonzalez either, because, and this is something I really have given credit to Pep for, the way Bernardo Silva plays, if you look at the Everton game, like you said, he's really helping Matheus Nunes. Matheus Nunes has been a lot better because of Bernardo Silva, in my opinion. So Bernardo Silva has to play. So if Bernardo Silva plays in midfield now, and you have a more experienced 6 and Kovacic, you're not going to put Nico Gonzalez into 10. So I think Nico Gonzalez is going to get a lot more minutes next season for Rodri covered, because Rodri won't play 90 minutes a week the moment he's back. He's going to have to be eased into the squad again. So I think Nico Gonzalez is going to get his minutes.
And that's a great point, because what happens is, even when in a football 11, when you move just 1 or 2 players around, it can have a domino effect round to the other team. It can actually have that domino effect. So if you put a Gonzalez in, like Bell said, does Nunes help Nunes? Does it help? Because like if you look at Friday night, yes, Doku was okay, but it had an effect on O'Reilly. O'Reilly suddenly was not able to do what he's been doing the last 4 weeks, which is go up the field. He predominantly sort of got asked in a way, which I think was a bit unfair of. He got asked to just be a straight left back, and he struggled, so he switched Gavardio over there, and then O'Reilly got lost a little bit in the midfield, which is where he started giving sloppy balls away. Because you noticed the minute, because I know Pep wasn't overly happy with him, not in a bad way. It wasn't like rollicking him or anything, but Pep sort of was having a quiet word with him of just calm down, relax. But that's simply because Doku goes forward, O'Reilly then can't go forward. You can't have everyone bombing forward. Because then Nunes
I understand why Doku started.
The back. Yeah, that's the thing, and that's why Pep said if Doku starts, it has a knock-on effect to other places. And it was like Savinho, isn't it weird that, because I said this on the pod earlier, Savinho started against Forest in the Cup, he's a direct winger, and he looked out of place in that formation. Doku played on Friday, and even though he got the assist, he looked slightly out of place in that other formation. That the formation he's gone with now doesn't suit direct wingers. Doesn't suit them. I don't know.
The problem is, I think the problem is, this formation is specifically designed to get the best out of Matheus Nunes, because our biggest issue this season has been midfield and fullbacks. O'Reilly solves one fullback issue, at least for now, and Matheus Nunes needs to be compromised because he's the best we've got at right back. So the entire point of this formation is solve that fullback issue and try to get a decent midfield going. Again, therefore, you need experience in Kovacic. Nico Gonzalez is not going to slow down the game. And you need to slow down the game sometimes. Not too much, but sometimes you need to slow it down to keep control. That would have been really great in the cup final for Club Brugge. I would not be stressing that much if we actually slowed down the game for once. So sometimes you need to have that calm. And Nico Gonzalez doesn't bring that yet. So I just think Gonzalez... Like if Gonzalez was 2 years more experienced, Pep would put him in there, would put Kovacic at the 8, and then would put Bernardo Silva on the right wing. But Pep simply doesn't trust Gonzalez enough in this system to play as the sole 6.
Yeah, no, I agree. I've always found that. I think I've gone a bit over the top when it comes to Nico. I think, like Kushinov, like Little Hayes, like these players, like Mamouche as well. They're new players that need time to adapt. Like 6 months is not enough time for them to adapt to Premier League and be elite players. It's all about, I think a lot of people are very patient this season. I get it. It's been a frustratingly annoying season that we're all, especially have 2 months to endure. But I think what we've got that is actually the start of building ourselves back up to levels again. I think now that we've actually lost the league this season, we now have a reason to go next season to actually go again and try and win back. So actually, there's now purpose in the squad now to go on and do it all over again. I'm not saying treble, by the way, because that's ridiculously hard in itself. But to at least compete and go for it again, which is good. I'm looking forward to seeing this new team. I think Nico's part of that team in the long run. But we've got to give you guys time. Because if he doesn't every game, and he's crap for one game, all of a sudden he's going to be called shit. Because that's what happens in this fan base. As soon as one player has one bad game, people who are reactionary go for it. Whereas people like ourselves here, I don't know, football fans, but we always say, well, at the end of the day, Sevilla as well, his first season is actually not a bad season considering he's a new player to this team and playing in quite a very consistent squad. So I'm all for players being given chances and being able to improve. But it's what we got to do is go back to being patient again. Be patient and just hopefully we start seeing the progress that we'll see from other players in the past. That's what I want to see. Just a bit of patience in the fan base. I'm sure everyone else thinks.
I'm just ready for a rebuild, man. I don't care if we win the title next season. I'm ready to move on from some of these players. I appreciate everything they've done. I'm just ready for them to move on.
It depends what you mean by rebuild. Depends what you mean by rebuild and how many. Because if you're expecting 11 in, 11 out, then you're not getting that.
No, I don't.
I think you're only going to get 5 or 6 players.
Yeah, but
some of them.
That's all.
And two of them will.
You cut off there, Martin.
Oh, you got
Two of them. I think you meant two of them will be keepers because it'll be Ederson and Ortega are probably both going to leave.
Yeah. By the way,
I think we need to remove 3 players from the first team. Not these Phillips and Walker removals, but like some of these.
Kelks.
Yeah, that's just my opinion though, and if people don't agree, that's fine.
I want to touch on the goalkeeper section over there, and we are getting Diego Costa through the door, so that would mean Ortega might leave.
Yeah, he's gonna leave. He wants to start.
He's leaving.
I don't think he's good enough to start for us.
No.
I appreciate him. He's a great backup, but I can understand him wanting more. And
I don't think any of our goalkeepers are good enough to start for us.
Ederson is so vital to the build-up.
You know what's funny? Yeah. The season we won the treble. 3 things in that treble season: the same back four, a goalkeeper who stopped shots because Ederson was actually good at shot stopping that season.
He was great.
And a
striker. Champions League. The whole Champions League, he was great at stopping shots. Like he made some great shots against Madrid and Bayern. He stopped a bunch of really good ones.
Yeah, but that's what you need in Champions League to win. You need a shot stopper. And no offense to Ederson, he's not a shot stopper.
Ederson's a lot better at terms of like actually getting the ball up the pitch and playing the ball, which is great. But I think to me, whoever comes in next, I'm going to back him anyway. Costa or Chevalier. I'm actually probably Costa, depending if Chevalier. I think it's what I'm hearing. So if it is Costa, great. You know, it's what it is.
Costa's a done deal, Luke. Costa's
a done deal. Yeah.
In my opinion, it's a done deal.
I've never seen
what about the back goalkeeper, by the way? Because
Jean Garcia, isn't it? Something like that, from what I heard.
Yeah, I saw that. But
about that. But would he accept being a backup?
I don't think.
I was hearing rumors that it would be Costa 1 and Garcia 2. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think Garcia is coming to Man City. I was more so thinking about an English goalkeeper.
Are you on the Trafford bandwagon?
No. Not I mean, yes, but no, because he won't come. But just an English goalkeeper as backup, because that helps out homegrown quota. You get Ortega out. You get potentially Ederson out. Now you bring in, one foreign goalkeeper, but 1 homegrown goalkeeper. That does help.
Yeah.
That would be nice, yeah. Who's the other English name besides Trafford, though?
Is it Patterson, isn't it?
I guess.
Yeah, Patterson Sunderland, yeah, I think.
I know Garcia's been learning English for the last few weeks.
I wonder if Garcia lessons are going for Victor Hayes and Kusanov, because in the last Inside City video, they showed an image of them like talking to each other, and I was like, how are they communicating? Like maybe they're both learning English. That was
this is what we forget counts. Like, go on, man.
The general plan is to get a few wrapped up as soon as possible. Like end of May, start of June, have them wrapped up. Have 2 or 3 wrapped up. I think Cambiasso will probably get announced, but won't play till after the Club World Cup because Juventus want him for that. I think you're probably, saying that, he's suddenly ended up at the bench on Juventus, which is weird. Morgan Gibbs-White, I imagine, will be done quite quick.
Yeah, if the Wirtz is about it must be close to done.
Wirtz, if that gets done, that could be quick. But see, what they'll do with Wirtz, they could be clever with that. If Wirtz does come, they'll probably announce that whilst in America and get the most sort of bang for your buck, so to speak, while they're over there.
Did the Americans buy all the shirts?
You know what I think might happen? I think they might announce Wirtz. Even if every document is signed, I think they might wait until the start of the next season. Because for PR reasons, obviously, right at the start of the season when hype is highest. I'm not sure if they care that much about the Club World Cup. I mean, obviously, financially they do, but PR-wise. Because I don't think that many people will watch it. It's like, go to the best way.
Yeah, but they're catering to us and our money over here. It seems like. So you might as well make a big announcement while you're in town, so people will run to the store and buy the shirt.
By the way, for the people I know Toxin doesn't like Gibbs-White. He's quite vocal on that, and I love him for it. But people are gonna have to come to peace with the Gibbs-White stuff very quickly. They're just gonna have to come to peace with it and accept, because Viana wants him, Pep wants him. This is Viana's pushing this as well. Gibbs-White's not just appeared; he's been on the list for a while.
I think he'll be a good player for us.
In my opinion, not sure if you guys agree with this. Tell me if you disagree. Yeah, but yeah, I think Gibbs-White joining means Kovacic leaving. Not sure if you guys agree with that.
That's fine.
Yeah, but
out of the quote-unquote uncles, I know that term offends some people.
But older
at
than
least two
him.
of them need to go. I would prefer 3 of them, but I think at a minimum 2 need to go. Because it's just not yourself if you keep them all.
Well, which 2 would you sell? And remember, you need buyers.
I would keep Gundogan because I like him as a cup player and come off the bench late. I would sell Bernardo because of the wages.
But Ronaldo wants to go to Benfica as well, I believe. But like,
yeah,
but
Benfica don't want to pay any money, Alf. They've already said they don't want to pay anything, as you probably know.
Loan him out, get a loan fee, and then his wages are off.
No, they're not. They won't.
No, we probably have to subsidize his wages on a loan, wouldn't we? We'd have to like
no. Bernardo Silva's not being loaned. No chance. He will not be loaned.
No. I think he's being sold, Martin. I think it's going to be sold.
To where?
Like 10 million. Yeah. Tiny fee.
Any Saudi buyers?
No, because he only wants
any Saudi buyers, Briz.
No, because you got to remember, if he wants to end his career, you got to remember this, Bernardo. He wants to end his career in Benfica.
Yeah.
He's only got 12 months left in his deal.
Benfica.
Why would he accept any other deal anywhere else?
Money.
Yeah, I think it's because he wants. Sorry, Martin. I was going to say to you, like, he wants to be closer to his family because, like, I think I mean, don't forget the fact that Bernardo Silva had to leave Benfica in order for him to start his professional career in the senior levels because. Like, he didn't really make it to the first team, so he went to Monaco in the 2014-15 season on loan. Then it became permanent. That's when he made his star over there. Then he came to us and became a peripheral figure for us during the time that he has. And of course, like that's what he wants to do. He wants to fulfill his goal of becoming of playing for the Benfica first team because obviously that's his hometown, that's his hometown club since he was a boy, and he really wants to do that. And of course, he wants to raise his little girl in Portugal as well in the near future. He definitely wants that 100%. I was going to say, Martin, my apologies if I missed this as well. Of course, the emergency call, but I was going. I know Wirtz is likely to come. I know Gibbs-White because I'm pretty much more confident. I think. With what's going on with Diogo Costa?
From what I've heard, personal terms are all done.
Costa.
It's just down to the face. Say you don't want to pay the release clause.
Yeah. I think, Martin...
That would into negotiation.
Yeah. Apologies, Martin. I was going to say, like, Porto won't play in the Champions League next season. They're finishing 4th in the Portuguese league because they're way off the pace. And because of that, and... Porto really need the money to rake in, so they're not going to get that Champions League revenue that they badly want so bad in order for them to like move forward with the club. And also with the fact that because of that, I know for a fact Costa wants to move himself. I think he's ready for that next step. And I thought I want to make my point here about Diogo Costa. I understand there's a lot of murmurs like they don't want him because obviously they joined Duan Garcia from Espanyol or Lucas Chevalier from Lille. Or also, of course, there's a Papa coming back. But the way I see it is like, I don't know, Luke, if any of you read the tweet, like City want like proven like winners, like guys who are like proven at the highest level. I don't know if you read that tweet on City Extra. So what that means that they're choosing Diogo Costa because he is a proven winner. And he's proven at the top level already because he's Portugal's goalkeeper. He's got 34 caps for them. He's already has Champions League experience. And also he's won everything domestically at Porto. I don't think there's anything left for him to achieve. So he's ready to take that next step. And that next step is going from Porto to Manchester City where he can actually, where there'll be more eyeballs, more pressure, more expectations on him personally. And I think he's ready for that as well. And he's still only 25 years old. He's still got a lot to improve as well in order to really reach that upper echelons that he needs as well. And I think like the time is right for him to take that next step with Diogo Costa.
Yeah, that's probably right. Matthias, big up, bro. How you doing?
Not too
Word
bad, mate.
score.
Not
Word
too bad.
sport. Word
How are we?
sport.
He hates words. He's on the Akanji out
Yes,
bandwagon with me.
Matthias.
Bernardo Silva agenda. Let's hear some of this, Mateus.
Don't even dare. You should have heard the space he was in earlier. Talk about stirring it up.
What's what was the Hamza space?
I'm not a kanji out. I'm just saying this. It has to be.
He sees the light.
If there is a bidding, I would cash in on him. I would.
Agreed, Mateus.
Because we the way we are currently playing, and I like the way we're setting up in games. This high line, every time, if you look at the way we play, every time we lose the ball, we win quite quickly, and we've been quite exposed in our back line, especially against Crystal Palace and Wolves a few times, and we lack a bit of pace in there. And if we got Ruben Diaz as one of our captains and he's staying, I would add another pacer centre back in there. If a bid comes in for a Kanji, I would cash in and invest in a young pacer centre back.
Didn't we just do that?
Well, we did with Kusanov, but I don't know what's going on with that. I haven't seen Kusanov since beginning of April. Is he still alive?
I think it's because the fact that Pep wants to continue with Diaz and Gavardio at centre back. Because if you look at all season, we haven't had a continuity partnership at centre back because the vicious cycle of centre backs rushing back from injury, and it's like I don't know how many partnerships that we've named throughout the season, but I think it's something between 10 to 15 different. I agree. Different centre back partnerships, Mateus. And I think if you think about it. There's no continuity in the centre backs. We're probably going to continue to leak goals, and because now Diaz and Gavardio has recently started the last 7 games. We kept 6 clean sheets in the last 7 games with Diaz and Gavardio at centre back, and I think with the emergence of Nico O'Reilly learning his way in at left back as well, and he's going to be a mainstay as well, and he's likely to sign it. And Warren Sweet's he's likely to sign a new contract until 2030 or 2031, if I'm correct.
I
as well.
agree. I've always been adamant that you don't tweak and change the back line all the time. You keep a solid back four. You because your back line they need to build a chemistry all together. If you look at the first year we went into the Champions League final, it was Diaz and John Stones. Then you brought Cancelo on the right and Zinchenko on the left. Every Champions League game we were going like that because you see the way Zinchenko was throwing himself to block any shots. Diaz in there, John Stones and going on a madness. Do you know what I mean? And we had Cancelo putting crosses in. I'm always a fan of keeping the same back line. Don't tweak and change. Obviously, there'll be rotation along the way, depending on the game comes up, the fixtures, the amount of minutes, right? But you keep the same back line. However, he's changing the back line next game against Southampton.
Yeah, I would say so. I think we're likely to see...
He's bringing Akanji back, Vardy left back.
And maybe Husanov might come back in as well for Southampton.
I don't think we'll see Husanov the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's all about continuity as well. That's important as well. And I think
we all agree, but we all know our manager, don't we?
Yeah.
We're just waiting to where to shoehorn a Kanji in.
Yeah, I think so as well. So I think so.
But isn't there more centre backs that need to go before a Kanja?
Yeah.
I think so as well. Get rid of the ones that need to go. Their wages and injuries.
We have
the ones who need to go, and we can't get rid of them because, the homegrown and wages and injuries. Nobody's buying with injury-prone players like that.
Kelsey, you're then gonna have a problem because if you sell Akin Stones, that's 2 gone this summer. Then you sell a Kanji, that's 3 gone.
We have 9.
But if you get any injuries, we have 9, including fullbacks. We don't have 9 centre backs.
Alf said we had 9 centre backs.
That's what I'm saying.
No. We have 9 defenders.
No, if we're selling like Kanji, we need to add another centre back. Someone with the pace.
Because you've only got Stones, Diaz, Ake can play centre back, Gavardio, Stones, Ake, Kusanov, Victor Hayes.
Vardiol,
I think you've got
and
six.
Diaz.
No, we've got 8. We've got 8.
Yes,
Vardiol
Stone,
and Diaz, you already
Ake,
have there.
Vardiol, Akanji, Victor Hayes, Jumaba, Husanov.
No.
Yeah, but
Let's say the next season.
Juma Bar may not come back. Juma Bar may stay on loan.
No, he won't. I promise you.
That makes
I
sense.
promise you. I watch
If
this
you
man.
put
He is not
Gibbs
getting
in
known
there,
down.
that's 9, isn't it?
Yeah, then
as well.
Martin.
Who was the ninth one?
Martin.
Gibbs a pussy.
Martin. If,
I think they're going to say
Behave as he just said Simpson Pooza. As if you're chucking him in there. That is
Susie.
If you want to win the league now, right now, he gets a medal.
As
And
well.
he also
5
gets a medal.
games, right?
He also gets a medal for the FA Cup. If you win.
Yeah, and he's back in the EDS.
Yeah, but he also
I
gets a
think,
medal. So he's
I
part of
think
the
we'll
squad.
sell him.
He's not getting in the first team squad. Behave.
Wait.
Yeah,
We're not
right
saying
now.
yes,
We
though,
got
but
Kyle Walker as a defender.
Martin. I want to bring up one name that we haven't even spoken of, and that's Theo Hernandez.
Oh, I love that.
Is
Antoine Bissaka.
That seems to have gone very quiet at the moment. I can give you one name that's been added to the
And
list.
the rumors died
Well,
down.
he's never been off the list. He's
Okay.
just gone quiet. Is Eze at Crystal Palace has gone back on the list.
okay.
Another midfielder? Oh.
How many more we have?
Sort of midfielder winger.
So if we're going to bring in 3 midfielders this summer, we have to get rid of it more than just one.
No, they'll use Eze as a winger.
Oh.
Eze is more of a winger than a midfielder, in my opinion.
Okay.
But what Eze brings is people will hate this. He's more of a controls winger than he is get the ball run down the line.
I thought we
Is he a
moved
Jack
But
away
he
Grealish?
gets more goals than our direct wingers.
Yeah.
I thought we were moving away
Can
from
you
wingers.
play on the right wing, though?
So-
'Cause I feel like right wing has been dead for the past 2 seasons. I feel like we
Yeah.
just abandoned that
Tomorrow,
side of the pitch.
Yeah.
Ever
I've
since
got-
Mara
I've got a
left, we've not
feeling-
had a right winger.
I think that one will depend on departures, though. That one will probably depend.
I was going to
if
say
anyone
to you,
goes out.
Martin, like with Grealish, it doesn't seem like Pep fancies him anymore. I know he started in the semi-final, but he was back on the bench against Wolves. And I just don't feel like, I don't see him starting on a regular basis going into next season to Martin. And I think maybe the rest of the panel will feel the same way. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
So if you're talking
Yeah,
about
he's-
reducing the
it'll
wage
go.
bill, I
I
don't think
would
we
not
got
be
300 a
surprised.
week as a bench player.
I would not be surprised if Grealish is still here next season. Now, I'm not saying he will be. I think he'll leave. But if he stays, I would not be surprised because Pep Guardiola, the way he's talking right now about Grealish, he's all about older players. Pep likes a player for the what's he called? He likes a player for the dressing room. You know, he likes someone in there to lift the morale, and that is Grealish. And we have Scott Carson for the same reason, a bit different, I know, but Pep Guardiola likes to just have a player in there who can lift the morale a bit, and that is Grealish. So you might say, yeah, it's insane wages to pay for just that, but Pep Guardiola likes to do
That
weird
would
things.
be, yeah. If they're leaking articles
the
about
treatment Jack
wage
Grealish
bill,
has
we're
been
not
getting
gonna-
from Pep is not good enough. It's not good. It's a disgrace.
it's on, I think on the pitch, I think
It
I'm talking about,
is.
if you talk about on the pitch performances, it's just not good enough.
He
No.
called him out. He'll say, "Oh, I expect this."
Injuries
from
have
Grealish.
decimated Jack.
I want the Grealish
unfortunately.
from the treble season. Well, there are a lot of players in that squad. They're not performing the same level as the treble season. Yet you keep still playing them. Why is Jack Grealish different? And
Well, you've also got a lot of contract renewals that are due to be announced. I don't know when they're going to be announced. You got O'Reilly's,
Can one of those be
Diaz is
Joshua
due
Maria?
one. Gabardio's game one. Rodri's already agreed his. Phil Foden's. There was somebody else.
We need to
He's
renew
getting a
Yako
contract.
because he's going to only have
Yeah,
2 years left going into
that's
next
on the way. That's on the way, apparently.
For
Which
who?
one?
Yosko, apparently.
Ruben
He
Diaz
needs
has
a-
agreed
he
it.
needs a new
Ruben
contract.
Diaz has agreed an extension. Yeah,
Really?
Ruben Diaz has agreed an extension already. He's extended.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
We should give Joshua a 10-year contract. Like, I'm not kidding at all. Give that guy 10 years. He's that good.
I think he's since he moved to left centre back. I think he's been incredible. I'm not saying he can't do a left. I'm not saying he can't do a left job left back. I think he can do it to a certain extent. But I feel like he's so much more better in his natural position.
Where
as
is he
centre
more
back.
comfortable?
He's more comfortable at the left centre back because I've watched him after seeing him live at Wembley at the semi-final. I feel like he's just so more comfortable and so more controlled.
Well, he's got an own goal in that game.
He helps the build up more than Diaz does.
Yeah.
Like that's just not Diaz's game. I'm not slagging Diaz off. That's just not his game.
Yes,
Josh
you are.
can do that so much better.
Mm.
Like so much better. And he's I know he's advertising the left footer, but that right foot of his is fantastic also. He's very close to being two-footed.
Yeah, of course, as well. And also, like, I can definitely say Carl Walker definitely won't be here next season as well. I think I know he said there's a possibility of him coming back, but I can't see that happening. I think once you leave halfway through the season, I think there's no going back in my view.
No, there's not because Pep Guardiola himself he said that Walker didn't come to Pep Guardiola. He went straight to Chique. The reason why, and the reason why, I feel like he felt like if he goes to Pep Guardiola and tells him that he wants to go, Pep Guardiola might try to convince him to stay. Like obviously, like he's his captain mid-season. Pep Guardiola, like I need you. Do you know what I mean? Just hang it on a little bit, like a bit more. Just give me more time. That's why he was like, he put the team first and he went to Chique. Right, I need to go. Do you know what I mean? Which fair play to him, but listen, Carl Walker is a club legend. However, there's still one player that is coming back from his loan in next season, and that's Calvin Phillips.
Yeah, that signing is just so.
Yeah, he's coming back to go back out on loan. He's not coming back.
I don't think loan him out again.
Should we just buy him out? Should we just give him the money and say like?
Well, they will because there's a certain hometown team that have now been promoted and are very interested in it.
Leeds.
This is just a speculation, but loan him out again is not a smart move financially because he's losing his value every time you loan him out, and his contract is running out.
He's already lost it, Matthias. He's lost it.
Listen, even a 10 or 20 million, just
you're not getting 10 million for him.
Even 10 million. Just
I can't see
get
it.
him out of the wage bill.
Unless they are desperate for a homegrown player.
I mean, look, personally, like he's not going to put on the shirt again. He's not going to see the pitch again next season for City anyway. I think it's best
for Ipswich.
Yeah. Can't even.
Yeah, that number 4 needs to go to Joshko Vardiol. The fact that Calvin Phillips got company's number is still just insulting to me.
I think so.
Whoever decided to give you this player's number.
Yeah, I was gonna say I agree with you, Matthias. I feel like I think hopefully Leeds he'll open up to. I think Calvin Phillips wants to go back to Leeds. He just wants to play football again. He knows he's not going to get that at City anymore, and he knows that because obviously with Rodri coming back now, Nico Gonzalez is there now, and look, I just don't see where Calvin Phillips is going to play out.
Look at AK background, yeah. It's a number 4 there, captain, leader. Now imagine remove the name company and add in Calvin Phillips.
Why did we do that? I literally don't understand that.
Calvin Phillips is not coming back. He's not coming back. I don't know why everyone's. Why are you entertaining this? Matthias, you're doing it again. You're being naughty.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing this for.
Because he's still. I think it's because Matthias. Is it because you're frustrated because the fact he's still on the wage bill?
Nah, I'm not. I
don't
mind. I actually like Calvin Phillips. I don't mind him. He was really good in the preseason. He was playing centre half. Was playing some long balls. And there might be a play in there. If you're getting with the Kanji, maybe Calvin Phillips moving centre half.
Oh, BA, what are you doing here?
Just look like a. I think.
What are you doing, bro?
Yeah, personally, from watching him live, I think I've seen enough to know that he just can't fit in the Pep system. He just can't think quick enough to execute the moves that Pep wants him to try to do.
He basically doesn't fit in the Pep system at all.
No, sadly, no.
Do you not think that we failed him in a way?
In the system at all.
Do you not think that we failed him in a way in terms of actually like be a bit more, give more chances and show me, listen, give a run of games, rather than playing one-off game there and there, not having that consistency.
We did give him more chances, but he failed.
Was it like the regular chances, or was it like one
Matthias,
FA
if
Cup,
you
one
remember,
Carabao Cup?
Yeah, Matthias, if you remember the Carabao Cup game against Newcastle, where we played our B team, and Calvin Phillips was there, he just wasn't good enough.
We play Carabao Cup once a month.
Yeah, that's all he was playing. That Southampton game, I think, was.
You can't get anything from a player if you only give them once a month. Oh, come on, what are we doing here?
Calvin Phillips.
I think the quality wasn't showing any sort of quality, but I also feel like we were unfair in terms of the minutes.
He got completely misprofiled.
Yeah,
like that was a really bad signing from the board.
Listen, Pep Guardiola, if he listens to this show, block.
Hey Pep.
Bielsa, block Bielsa's number.
Hey Pep.
Yeah, don't talk to him anymore. 45 million for that.
Fuck me. Who is
this? Hey, if you think the meltdown's bad now, wait till Southampton on Saturday. That'll be a fun meltdown.
If we don't win that game,
I wasn't thinking about winning. I'm not thinking about winning.
Yeah.
Just wait till
Luke, are you attending that game?
You might enjoy the bench.
Yeah. Luke, are you attending that game?
You think we're going to rotate that game?
No chance. We're not rotating.
There's a very strong rumour that somebody may be on the bench at Southampton.
Rodri.
I'm gonna cry. I will literally cry tears of joy.
No,
well, are you going to have him just training forever? He's not going to train for the next 7-8 weeks.
I'm going to cry.
I will be on the bench, by the way. You'll all be disappointed.
It's how, yeah.
Roger Berry. Who's more likely?
So Martin, what happens? What happens to Haaland then?
Haaland will play against Southampton.
Oh,
is he not going to disrupt? Is he not going to disrupt
the system? Going to work then?
I don't think Haaland will start though.
Is he not going to disrupt?
I'll tell you what, Al. You should have seen him warming up on Friday night. He was running around having a load of fun. He looks fit as a fiddle.
Yeah, but that's one thing. Getting pushed into and kicked in a football game is something else.
But when do you get them fit? You got to play them at some point.
Yeah, but
you get them fit by playing them 10, 20 minutes and 10, 30 minutes and 10, 45 minutes. And
so what happens to our new system that we're playing without a striker? Is it not going to disrupt the system then?
Not really.
No, you're just moving striker.
Right now.
We're not playing with the way we're playing is false nine. Mamush there and there. Gundogan striker. Gave De Bruyne a striker some minutes.
Yeah, there's going to be changes. Of course, there's going to be changes. But he's going to have to play. He's not going to play Haaland. He's not going to have Haaland on the bench for the next 3-4 games, is there?
We're not changing what's working.
Of course, he's going to play him.
He must have a system in mind with Haaland then.
So does that mean you're not playing Haaland next season?
No, he has to because Haaland is super.
That's what I'm saying.
This system is just for this season.
You're on a wind up tonight, I'm telling you.
Tonight?
Well,
proper wind up.
No, Martin, you told me,
This is Matthias every day, all day, every day.
No,
I know, we're talking all day, every day. This is Matthias.
On the Thursday show, on Thursday show, you told me I want to start Grealish and Foden for the Wolves game, and you said, "Oh, you don't mess around with the system. Keep it the same." Haaland is back.
Yeah, but I don't think Haaland changes the system.
How does Haaland?
I do.
He does because we don't play with the national striker.
No.
I think Martin is different than a false nine.
No.
I don't see how he changed the system around.
Because
first of all, we're not playing with an out-and-out striker.
Yeah, the closest thing to it is getting shoved out on the wings.
What changes if you bring Haaland in? What changes is you have a focal point now instead of a false nine. That doesn't change the system.
Big change.
That's not such a big change. Defensively, you're still playing mostly the same. And defensively has been outclassed this season, not attacking-wise. So defensively, this doesn't change that much. And maybe now you get a great game behind. Marmouche is still going to play on the left wing and is going to be attacking. So maybe you'll
Don't
have...
waste him on the right again. That was bad.
By the way, Martin, I need your opinion on this, Martin. I have a theory that Marmouche plays right wing to experiment for potentially Rodrigo coming in on left wing next season. That is my theory.
Did you not see Martin a few minutes ago saying Rodrigo is a no?
I got a message earlier. Rodrigo apparently is a no-no because they're not going to pour all the money out. If you look at Rodrigo, if they do Wirtz and Rodrigo, that's best part of 350 million.
That's close to 2 million.
Is it not 100 million euros that they're asking? That's 85.
Yeah, but I'm talking about wages. Because wages and agents' fees. Yeah, because all of them are included. Because this is what people don't get about the PSR. The wages and the agents' fees are included in your PSR.
Yeah.
It's not just the transfer fee. Yeah. So if you do, say you have a budget of 400 million or 450 million, that includes wages as well, not just. That's why you've noticed the need to get some of the wages down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bernardo, Gundo.
Bernardo.
Back
and Jack.
their bags. Yeah, back their
Hit
bags.
the road, Jack.
Morning. Bounce. What are they doing here? 250.
By the way, I don't think Rodri will play. I think they'll use Rodri to get him back involved in the team, the team spirit, the team the ethos of it, getting
the locker room.
To game time.
He's going to start in the final.
Give him that.
There's only so much
so we can take it like that.
Let's go.
Because otherwise, what's the point? Because he's literally now full training. He's full training with the squad.
He
has been doing it for a week.
Yeah. Do you think
so
he
now needs to get involved.
Well, because I remember last year, Timber, when he came back from an ACL, because he had an ACL at the beginning of the season, he came back for the end of the season. And I remember he played some games for like Arsenal's academy just to get the rhythm back. And we kind of saw it with Oscar Bob, where he was playing a game with the academy. And I think De Bruyne, did De Bruyne do that last season? I don't remember. But would they consider doing something now with Roger?
No, not for the EDS, De Bruyne. I don't know what the rule is. There's certain rules you can't have. You can have with some, because Bob's still at that young age. I don't think you get away with the Rodri in the EDS squad.
I don't know what
I don't. Can you imagine the EDS?
KDB,
imagine the EDS if they roll out Haaland, KDB, and Rodri.
Dude, that would sell out in a heartbeat. Because then the fans can actually afford to go to that game.
EDS.
Just speaking of game. Sorry, we do some American sports because I'm a big fan of baseball, and baseball actually has lower divisions. We don't have promotion relegation, but we just have lower divisions, and so it's very common for when a player in the first division has a big injury that they go down to the lower division team just for a few games to kind of get their rhythm back. So that was my mindset, but that might just be my.
No, they have behind the closed. They have closed behind the scenes games.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, so maybe something like that.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, Martin, I want to also specify one more. I mean, I want to give one more mention. Craig Bellamy is back in the Prem.
Don't give him any golf clubs.
Nope.
My man. I think he might get Tevez as his assistant.
Oh my God! Yeah, team goal.
So he's
fucking but why don't we get Tevez as his assistant and we'll get Balotelli as first team coach? So that'll be a great Christmas party.
Going to do that.
Wait a minute. Craig Bellamy's the Wales. He's the Wales manager, if I'm correct, right? Yeah,
he is right now. Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of next week, Luke, I've heard a rumor you'll see it in the Omen next week. What's this rumor about you sitting in the Omen next week?
I feel the fun, mate.
Are you going to Southampton game, Luke?
I have to go to it, mate.
Yeah, because you're like in that area. Townsend.
Are you going, Luke? Are you going?
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, I'm going. Yeah.
Good man.
Townsend.
Who said he's going? Yeah, I know Tone's going. going because I got him the bloody ticket.
I'm seeing him in time.
I tried to get a ticket.
So I know Tone's going.
Didn't work out.
You ain't got the
Well, I know Tone's going because I've got a ticket for him.
So Martin's my ticket connection next time I come to England.
Yeah.
That's what
He's like, nope. He's like, I'd rather let ticket go empty.
Yeah.
Oh, I noticed that earlier
yeah.
when Tom was announcing it. He Tom's like, I'm going to Southampton, because of me, you little sod. You're not going because of you.
I think I'll be at the FA Cup final as well, so I'm looking forward to that.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
That's on what, the 17th?
Where are you sitting on that honk? Which level are you going in?
Ooh,
The prices are that
Baller?
stupid.
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure because how I got the ticket was I got the message that someone dropped out of the won't be able to attend the final, so I'm taking that person's ticket. So I have to liaise with that person and ask him where are you sitting exactly, and then I'll know, and hopefully it's somewhere closer to the pitch.
I looked for you on TV, Martin, in the semifinal, but I didn't see you.
Hopefully. Yeah. I was up in the gods, so yeah.
I was up in the gods as well.
I was too busy recovering.
East Coast, man.
I was too busy. I was too busy recovering from walking up the hill.
Yeah. The most interesting thing is like the most interesting thing is like when I was at the semi-final Wembley at the beginning, and I saw Pep Guardiola walking around the pitch, hands in his pocket, head was down, and I was just looking at his body language going down, thinking, okay, what is he thinking? And then when I saw the team news came out and I saw Rico Lewis going in the 10, I'm thinking, okay, I hope this works out. And then 2 minutes later, Rico Lewis just shut up all the haters. So yeah,
he was thinking what sort of wine he was drinking in that night.
Yeah, and then it's just incredible. Like, yeah, he just.
How was the atmosphere? Because I was meant to go to the semi-final, and I actually had a ticket, but I ended up giving the ticket away. And I don't know whether I'm going to the final. I'm not sure. Because I'm not attending any more games probably until Fulham away. Yeah, because
did you get a ticket for that one as well?
Yeah. I've got a ticket for Fulham, but because I had to.
Sadly, I didn't. I didn't anyway. So
no, I had to swap the semi-final, and
just sit in the home section. They never sell out anyway. I feel like the last time we went there, they had like
you know what?
section.
I think you made a good decision, Mateus. So this is a good. Obviously, this will be a chance for you to wave De Bruyne goodbye. So I think you made a good decision on that one, from my view, anyway. So you'll be able to give him the send off that he deserves. And so of course, like I would just say that I think
and I wanted to go. Because I think our last home game is Bournemouth, and I really want to go. But I would say I've got some personal issues I need to get sorted. I'm not attending. I missed Wolves and Bournemouth. Obviously, I need to get things sorted first, but I'm trying to get it.
The De Bruyne last home game. Damn.
And at Fulham. I've got the Fulham one.
I got the FA Cup final, so this stuff, to give him the best send off with the trophy as well. So Club World Cup, I have applied for it, but it's a bit of a 50-50 with if I'm able to fly out to the States. So I'm just trying to figure out. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which.
I'm actually not going to Club World Cup.
I'm trying to figure out
from the telly, mate.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which game is suitable for me to go. So because hopefully I can make a game out there. I don't know where it is, but I don't really care. So I just want to, hopefully I can meet the City fans in the States as well, and they can welcome the new guys out there as well. So I think that'll be great as well. I mean, I love to meet. I've interacted with some of the City fans in the States. They said that some of them are going as well. So oh, cool. I said I don't know.
Eddie's going. I think Rajak is going.
Yeah. I thought we didn't have any fans.
Gundalorian is going to the Philadelphia game.
Fake news.
The Snobby Boys are going to the Philadelphia game.
Make sure Gundalorian.
Don't know if Shades of Blue are going. I don't think they are.
Make sure Gundalorian doesn't take his Pepe out banner out to the stadium.
I think, and also with Gundalorian, I think he's got to stay far away from Rico Lewis, because I know he doesn't rate him at all. Yeah, stay far away. Make sure he stays far away. I think he definitely shut him up. He definitely shut him up after 2 minutes. 100%.
He need to get a restraining order.
Yeah, restraining order between him and Rico Lewis, because I just know I could just imagine the city security guys really escorting him out of the
What is
stadium.
that big 20-year-old?
Yeah.
You know, Mandalorian like works for the club, right?
Yeah,
You
he's
know,
probably
he
already,
works for them.
he already talking. You're talking with the Mexicans gang to just kidnap Rico Lewis. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So so I think
And
hopefully,
there's plenty of those. There's
yeah.
plenty of
But
those.
I think he's staying as well.
La
I
Familia.
think,
oof,
yeah,
they're
that's
more
his
West Coast,
future.
but-
Yeah, speaking of Rico Lewis, that's going to be I think his future's in midfield after watching him live. I think I think that's his future. He
Yeah.
cannot play.
He can't play in
He's
defense.
not good at defense.
He can't play defense. No chance whatsoever. I think he's
There's
definitely
not too many midfielders. That's the problem,
I mean,
though.
I just love the fact that Pep gave him a chance in the position that he wants to play him, and he just after 2 minutes he just said, "Yeah, I deserve to play there," and hopefully we'll see him in some games in the future. Especially, I know with the new guys coming in with Wirtz and Gibbs-White, but I think Rico Lewis will probably get his chance at some point as well. I mean,
See, that's the problem. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Gundo, Bernardo, KDB's going. These two, they need to bounce. There's too many midfielders. If you want to sign more midfielders,
But I
there
keep
is
saying,
too
I'm saying the same thing as you.
too many.
Mm.
Right. Let's look at the holding position. Rodri, Nico G. Two.
Is
to
it Nico
rotate.
G anymore? I don't know.
Well, to rotate. Then you've got Kovacic, who is friendly with
Isn't he
Vardy.
better as an 8, though? I
No,
heard
he's
Nico G was
oh,
best as an 8.
no. Kovacic.
Now we're buying
just look-
Gibbs-White. So
No,
is he
we're
just not
talking
gonna
about the
play?
ones that are staying, yeah? Kovacic, Gibbs-White, that's 4. Then you've got Foden, Echeverri, that's 6. Rico Lewis and Nico O'Reilly, that's 8.
Too many.
That's 8. Just the ones that staying.
Mm.
So if you added them two, Bernardo and Gundo, that's
Do
10.
you put Florian Wirtz in that list?
No, I
that you
haven't
just
even included
off to
Wirtz.
see?
No, I haven't even included Wirtz. That's 10.
See, we need to get rid of a lot of. Ideally, you get rid of all 4 uncles.
Mm.
Yeah.
If you
all
want
of
to,
them.
Okay.
if you bring
I
in
mean,
Wirtz,
I-
White, Enrico
yeah.
Lewis, and Nico Riley
Yeah, exactly.
in the midfield, you need to get rid of all 4 of the
Mhm.
uncles.
Okay, if you want proof that
think-
Viana's that ruthless, like look at his. I mean, did you see his body language at Old Trafford? Did you see his body language at Old Trafford when he was sitting in the stands with that disgusted look on his face, watching them,
Was
watching
he?
that?
Was he
Yeah.
in the stand?
Oh yeah, he was
He-
pissed off. He looked
He
angry.
was in the. This was in the goalless draw at Old Trafford. He was in the stands next to Tiki. I just looked
I
at him
was
and
pissed
thinking,
at Old Trafford,
he was like,
so I can't remember.
he was like, oh yeah, you're definitely getting rid of someone. You're definitely getting rid of these
Well,
players.
the problem is now they've all had this resurgence with this new shape. So I'm like, that is my biggest fear this summer is that they're like, oh, well, they did good in these last few weeks. So let's go another season. I'm like, no, we're going to have the same problems if they all stay and all start next season. Because they won't be rotated. They'll start.
Kel, that's what we're doing as a fan base. Let's go back to when Kevin De Bruyne announced he's leaving. He put a statement out. Everyone was sad. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, okay, cool. He's leaving. Let's give him the sending off he deserves. So he started the very next game. He put on a performance. Oh, why is Kevin De Bruyne leaving? Give him a new deal. Look at what he can do. Yeah, everyone got so emotional because of that performance. We played Palace. We won 5-2. Bernardo Silva didn't start. After the final whistle, Sam Lee or Jack Gorgon, whatever, broke the news that Bernardo Silva has been told he needs to leave in the summer. Pep Guardiola starts him in the very next game. Oh my God, Bernardo Silva, amazing. One of the best games he ever played. I think, he might as well stay one more season, please. What are we doing here? No, what are we doing here?
I know.
2 months ago,
I'm sorry,
everyone
Gundogan as a false nine in 2025 is not good.
2 months ago, everyone, why we brought Gundogan back? Gundogan he's not good enough anymore. Right now, he's been playing well. He's been okay. See, the standard has been standards are so low that the players just needs to do the basic, and everyone just follow the train. Oh, they need to play. What are we doing here?
Yeah, but
What are we doing here? What are we doing here? These players are not good enough to play well on a consistent basis every 3 days, because next season we have to go through. You have to make sure we compete on all front. These players cannot do that anymore. Yes, they're playing okay. They're playing okay with 1 game a week. Yeah, they play. It's not like they've been amazing or fantastic. They've been banging goals. Yeah. They know. They just seeing the game out. Yeah. Bernardo Silva, what he does is, as soon as we hit the kickoff, right? So okay, it's kickoff. The ball goes to Edison. Edison hits long. We win the ball back. We send back to the centre back. Start the build up. Bernardo Silva automatically drop step in between the centre halves. Have a chat. How are you doing, Vardy? You all right? Let's go Mackies later. You're cool. Give me the ball. I'll pass it backwards to Diaz. Diaz, you okay, mate? Oh, I'm very well, mate. All right, pass me the ball. O'Reilly, you're good. Have a touch. Yeah, pass it backward. That's all he does. Right, okay. Let me look busy. Let me go have a chat with Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne, have you had an assist yet? No. Okay, don't worry. I'm not having an assist. However, I can give you the 5-yard pass for you. You go on.
Yeah.
That's the basic. This is not playing well. Because when the opposition has the ball, they don't win any duels. Yeah. They don't win any 50-50. They don't put any tackles in. And then we get overrun. It's okay when they've got the ball. It's off the ball where our main problems has been. We're getting overrun. Gundo, Bernardo, KDB, Walker.
They can't do it.
You can't do it. Sorry. We need to, as a fan base and the manager, including the manager, because the manager loves this player so much, but we as a fan base, we need to put our emotions aside, our sentiment aside, put the club first. Yeah,
the progression has to come first.
Comes first. These players cannot do anymore. We went to Emirates. We got bullied in midfield. Spurs come to our ground. We got embarrassed.
And Madrid, we got bullied.
Madrid away. PSG away. 2-0 up. Vitinha, Neves. Absolutely
they destroyed us. But they're quite good. Look at they're destroying us.
No. And you want to keep that into next season?
No chance whatsoever. I agree. But I think, and also like if you think about this, like I've had so many arguments with fans saying keep De Bruyne, and I just said to them, listen, do you want the club to keep progressing, or do you want the club to keep standing still? Because if you keep De Bruyne, the club will stand still. We won't progress.
It'll be the same problem next season.
We all love Kevin De Bruyne. He's a club legend. We love Bernardo Silva. He's a club legend. We love Gundo, treble captain. But these players are not up to the standards anymore. It's time for listen. Thank you very much for your service. We've been a great service. But it's time to go. Sorry.
Mateus, do you remember this? Yeah. Mateus, do you remember this? Do you remember when? Yeah, 100%. Mateus, do you remember when Pep told Joe Hart, "You got to leave"? Right? Do you remember that whole fan base wanted to back Hart over Pep? And I said to these fans, "Excuse me, okay? I know Joe Hart is a legend, great goalkeeping legend, the best that we've ever seen. But I'm gonna tell you this: do you want to back Pep to get Man City to the next level, or do you want to get back Hart to keep him and let Pep lose games and get him the
for
sack?
the way we play, for the way we play going forward at the time, for the way we want to set up as a team, Joe Hart couldn't do the job. This season, next season, as going forward, Bernardo, Gundo, KDB, Walker, Calvin Phillips, all them, they can't do the job. They can't. Sorry. It's okay to do the basics against Wolves, Southampton, Bournemouth away when you play one game a week.
When we played all those guys in the big games, we got crushed.
Next season's a bit different. Next season, you have to be physical. You have to win your duels 50-50. Be active.
Battles.
You can't. These players, they can't. I'm sorry. I love them. You do, but at the same time, I need to put the sentiment aside and put the team first. The team has to come. Manchester City has to come in first before any player.
100%.
Needs to do that as well.
I agree. Matthias, I agree and I don't agree. I'm stuck in the middle of it. Because yes, some need to leave 100%. Do I think when you're saying standards have dropped, but statistically we're the best team in the league since January.
No, not the results, Martin. It's the performance.
No, we asked, but last season when we were on a title run and we had to win 9 in a row, no one cared about performances.
Yes, I agree. Don't get me wrong.
So why is it now when, funnily enough, we could end up finishing second and win the FA Cup?
Yeah, Martin, you're not getting the point, yeah? when I see people saying Gundogan has been amazing and Bernardo has been amazing, KDB ever since he got told he needs to leave, he has been fantastic. That's a lot of bollocks. It is. Sorry.
I don't think they've been amazing. But I think Gundogan's improved
really.
massively to where he was.
No.
Nico.
That's what I'm saying.
I honestly think he has.
Martin, the standards on the performance.
No, stop giving me standards. You're not Hamza. Stop giving me the Hamza line.
No, I'm using the standards that Bernardo Silva told me last week.
What you giving me standards for? We're Manchester City Football Club, not Standards Football Club. What's the standards nonsense now?
Blame Bernardo Silva because he said the standard has dropped.
Right. Pep Guardiola said it's not a successful season. But that's his opinion. I don't agree with it.
I agree, yeah. But in terms of performance, for you to say Gundogan has been playing well, that means it doesn't take that much for players to actually, for you to say players they're playing well.
But this is what, like we talked about this last week. Performances have become more important to everyone now than results.
Yes,
I find that astonishing.
No, consistency. Consistency is important.
Because remember at the beginning of the season, we were not playing well, we were getting the result, and even when we were winning, as you saw Cold, everyone was having a meltdown because they know it. As soon as we get one defeat, we will start carrying on getting, because the performance were not there. Yeah, we were winning games at the beginning of the season, but the performance were not there. That's why everyone was like, "We're not playing well. We're not playing well." We went into Spurs.
What's happening right now too.
Cup, Spurs. We got beat. Okay, it's Carabao Cup. Yes, it's fine. The very next game was the league. Slapped.
So have we fluked? Have we fluked 19 wins?
See, in order to bring that performance back, we need to get rid of these players and bring some new players in. The core of the team is there.
No, I agree. But the performances were not great in the treble season.
No.
Certain games
Well.
No, it was better than what we see now.
Certain games were, but if you look in that when we went on to win the treble in the league, we were winning games by the odd goal.
No. I heard that, but we were not getting exposed as we were getting exposed now.
We've always been getting exposed. We've always played a high line. We have played a high line for 5 years. I don't know where this high line thing has come from.
In the treble season, we could have been winning 1-0, 20 minutes to go. All of us, all the eight of us in the end of the panel, we could have just put our arms in the air and chill. We would not concede. We would not look like they would concede because the team was set up perfectly. We know how to manage football. In the treble season, we could have just sitting there. Don't worry, they will not score. The team won't concede. This season, if we go 1-0 up, I can't wait for 90 minutes, honestly, because the way we're getting cooked in here. Listen, I get it. The players 2 years ago is not the same. The legs are gone. I get it. That's why, it's time to move on.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that. I don't disagree, should I say. Don't disagree with players do need to move. I don't think, for me anyway, I don't think this season's been as big of a crisis as many have made out. I really don't.
I've never seen us get tore open apart as much as we have a lot of this season.
The results has been embarrassed, Martin. 5-1 against Arsenal.
Yeah, but that was because of errors we made, not because Arsenal outran us.
4-0 against Spurs.
Again, because of our own errors.
Yeah,
Sporting,
that's what the result has been embarrassing.
Sporting 4-1, PSG 4-2, Real Madrid 3-1.
Yeah, but hung on the other side of the coin. We could have been 4-0 at half time. Hang on, against Sporting. But we should have been. That's just poor finishing.
But that's
what I'm saying. The results.
But hang on, but my point is, everyone's going. If we'd have took our chances against Sporting, we were 4 or 5 up at half time, and so even Almiron said how we won that game 4-1 is beyond me. Even he said, "I don't know how we've done it."
So I get it. That's what I'm saying. The result has been embarrassing. The result has. There's no hiding, Martin.
I'm not denying that.
I'm not sure I've ever seen our errors get punished this
it's not
this
acceptable.
consistently.
Yeah, because you haven't got Rodri there. Because Rodri bailed you out a lot of the issues.
Yeah, Martin, we 2
Because
0
of
against Real Madrid at home. Yeah, we'll look okay.
Yeah.
5 minutes to go. Let's keep it tight. Let's keep calm. Your goalkeeper decided to do a madness.
Yeah,
They
no,
equalised.
but that's not Pep's not saying to Edison.
No.
Make this enemy.
No one is blaming Pep. I didn't.
No,
blame
I'm talking about in general. A lot of players this season have made errors. Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree. But
It's just shocking how many they get
it's not
punished. too.
formation. Everyone's going about formations and everything else. Nunes playing a 5-yard sloppy pass. He's not down to the formation. That's down to Nunes playing a sloppy 5-yard pass.
Yes, I get it, Martin. I always
That's
said
not
that.
formation or style
Every
of
single
play.
stream, I keep saying, and I'm gonna say again this stream, yeah. When it comes down on the pitch, yeah, mistakes, giving the ball away, not taking your chances, that's 100% on the players. But the manager side, you as a player you need to start taking some responsibility on the football pitch. Team selection, system, tactics, substitution. Yeah, if we look like a team that we can play for 500 minutes and don't look like scoring goals, that's on the manager. Yeah, and this season they've both been combined. Manager, players, all of them.
Yeah. Also, Mateus, don't forget the fact that
I don't disagree.
Yeah. Also, don't forget the fact that at the time before the season started, Pep wasn't too sure if he was going to stay or not, and that's why he decided not to strengthen the team. And also, I think at the time I thought I thought we were gonna be okay, and then the obviously the injury to Oscar Bob a week before the season started, that was a cruel blow, and also the injury to Rodri, and then of course the raft of injuries come not only to that but the centre backs as well. It just basically it just all went.
Yeah,
and
I
of
get
course,
it.
but also
Injuries.
and also don't forget Pep's issues off the pitch, which I'm not going to go into.
Yeah.
There's only so long.
No,
There's only so long you can
injuries
put a
has
painkilling
played a
injection
massive part.
into a body.
Injury has played a massive part. Pep personal issues has played.
If he has to play with pain-killing injections, he shouldn't be playing.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, that's not noble to me. That is actually hurting the team.
His decision.
So who do you want to play then, Kelso? Do you want to go out with an under
a healthy set of
18
legs,
team?
even if they're not experienced.
Yeah.
Oh, so you'll get beat 8-0 then?
Why jeopardize somebody's health who needed surgery because he was doing too many pain injections and playing injured? Then he needed surgery.
Because Kelso, no manager plans to lose 5 centre backs in one go. No manager does that.
No,
No one
however,
plans that.
Martin, however, Pep needs to take some of the blame.
So we've got to buy 4 defenders. We've got to have 18 centre backs to cover 5
if you have
injuries.
7 defenders and 2 of them are very injury prone, like Ake and Stones, that is a complete failure from the board.
No.
And also the 7th one was
Pep Guardiola
Kyle Walker, who was so bad.
He needs to take the blame.
That's not the way football works.
No,
not the way
Martin,
football works
Martin,
at all.
Martin, our beloved Pep Guardiola needs to take some of the blame for the way he handled them injuries, especially at the back. Yeah, there was no need.
Who does he play?
No.
Who does he
There
play?
was no need for him to rush him back.
And Simpson Puzzi was crap.
You said, let me talk. Yeah, you said
injured players.
Against Bournemouth, he rushed Nathan Akin back, even though he had Simpson Puzzi. He played against Spurs. Why not play him? Have taken Nathan Akin for 3 more. Give it 3 more days. Yeah, against we got Liverpool away. Yeah, Liverpool away. Josh Cavada was on the bench. He brought in Diaz, who's not fully fit, and Nathan Ake, because he thought, right, against Salah, I need to play Nathan Ake because he's good 1v1. Diaz, right, I only had 24 hours training. It's fine, mate. Go on in there. Yeah, at that very next game, we didn't see Ruben Diaz for 3-4 weeks. Why are you playing against Sanford? It's not like we're going to win it. Why? Because you mismanaged that whole situation. Because you would keep changing. Bring Stones. Oh, Stones can only play 45 minutes. Then bring Ake. Why don't you just, all right, Simpson Puzzi, Walker. Okay, we're going to, like, at least, I can get this player fit, give them 3 or 4 days, or even a week. But at least what I know, when they come back, they might give me 110% rather than, okay, you can only play 45, just play it. It's mismanagement, Martin. You can't hide from that.
I disagree.
No, you can't hide from that.
No, I'm not hiding from it. I'm just disagreeing with you.
No, you can't hide.
That's not what you do.
You as a manager.
Yes, I can. Me as a manager never did that. No, I never did that.
Have a level of care towards your players.
No, Matthias, I was only allowed to sign so many players. The same way the Premier League can only have so many players in your squad. Unless you promote a load of youngsters like Klopp did, yeah, great in cup games. When they got to the league, they couldn't handle it and they dropped off.
Okay, would you not? Okay, would you know against Liverpool? Yeah, let's forget Liverpool against Bournemouth, where Nathan Ake, I think it was Bournemouth or Brighton. Nathan Ake, literally, I don't know how on earth he made into that starting 11 and then only played half an hour. He had to come off injury. He knew, yeah, that Nathan Ake wasn't fully fit to play. Why? How about, okay, Nathan Ake, you out for this game. Next game you come back when you're much better, when you had more training sections. Why are you starting Nathan Ake in that game?
Because you had Akanji injured, you had Diaz injured, you had Stones
but you
injured.
had Simpson in there and Vardio. Vardio is your bloody centre back.
Yeah, I get that. But Simpson Puzzi came in. He did okay for a youngster, but he wasn't ready to play at the top level.
No, we get it.
He wasn't ready.
No, but Simpson Puzzi was not meant to be a long term. He was there to be the short fix until we get those players back in.
But we didn't. We couldn't do anything until we got to January.
That's not on the manager then.
Yeah, but but Matthias, we all know what happened in the summer. We can't keep going back to the summer. Why are we always going back to the summer?
It's been done. You can't change it. You really can't.
Because everyone has got this 1 in 14 in their head and they can't get out of it. Everyone's got 1 win in 14. We're never forgiving it. It's done with.
No,
I don't hear anyone. No,
I've never mentioned this.
Bugs me a little bit.
No,
I don't hear anyone.
I've never mentioned.
No, I don't hear anyone talking about 8 games undefeated at the moment.
No, I've never mentioned.
I don't hear anyone talking about it.
I said about the squad management. I never mentioned the summer. I said we mismanaged this injury, especially.
We've never had an injury crisis like this before.
Yeah, but
do you know why we've got it?
He made even worse. See,
do you know why?
Pep Guardiola wasn't trust the whole squad that he had available. That's why he went into madness. He mismanaged. He never trusts that whole squad. It's the same way he doesn't trust a few players in that squad.
So who didn't he trust?
During that period when we went 1 in 13, he wasn't trust the whole squad. That we as a fan. No, we as a fan.
You just proved my point. You can't get that out your head. You just proved my point. You can't get it out your head.
Yeah. What do you mean?
You're not going to forgive that 1 in 14 at all.
No,
and that's fine. That's why. No, you just said I'm not. Your whole argument went back to 1 in 13.
I've never mentioned the summer, Martin. I don't even care about the summer. I said during that period, yeah, he mismanaged. He mismanaged the injuries. He mismanaged the squad. Yeah, he wasn't making the right decisions. Yeah, team selection. He wasn't. Nathan Ake, 1 minute he goes injured. All right, okay. He can only play 45 minutes. Why are you playing only 45 minutes? Because you set up a game plan. You don't set up a game plan for 45 minutes. You set up the whole game. So you play players.
Who would you have played?
Players that can last the whole game.
Who would you have played then? Because none of our centre backs or full backs
Against Brighton, he decided to put Kyle Walker, Rico Lewis as a left back, Vardy dropped down to the centre back. Yeah. And he messed around with the whole back. He refused to play Simpson Puzzi. Why? He's on the bench. You can't defend that.
I don't understand.
Fan, you can't defend that. Certain decisions he was making. It's
You're talking like Simpson Puzzi would have won us the game.
Oh, see now.
No, I don't. I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. No, I'm trying to understand.
It's a different conversation.
Right, Matthias, calm down. I don't know why you're getting all throwing your arms around in the air. Let's have an adult combo.
Before I carry on, I want to get Dash involved. Dash's been on mute for the last like 10-15 minutes, so I'll actually get Dash to it. Dash, mate, how you doing? All good, mate?
Oh yeah, wake up everyone. Yeah, I've been listening to this wonderful 10-minute conversation. Wonderful. Going back from listen, we're nearly at the summer and we're going back to the other summer before. But listen. What I want to say is this: yeah, I do hear both sides of the argument in that aspects. But you know what pissed me off here is yes, we got Ake and Stones, they're injury prone. My biggest concern is they're injury prone. But how much is it going to strain the likes of Diaz, Akanji, Gavardio in the long run? Because if both are out, or they're both strained in any sense, it's going to put more pressure on the others to start. And when they keep on starting, they're going to get strained too. And they're waiting for the other two injury-prone defenders to come back. And this is the thing. And I remember someone in the summer, and I didn't really pay attention to it at the time, saying, the midfield will be concerned, but don't forget the defense. I said, no, it'll be fine. We got stacking defense. I thought naively because I put a lot of trust in Rico Lewis. Now, still a very good talent. Not going to give up on Rico Lewis, but he did not have the experience in this situation. And so with other people, by the way, Diaz didn't have it. John Stones kind of had it, but he wasn't as pressured in that Everton team from before under Moyes, and so on and so forth with other players in that defense. And what happened is we went from a ticking bomb, where if we didn't have the right people in there, the right fitness coach, the right people that can get them into optimum level, then it's all going to collapse. And that's what happened in that November and October, December period. We collapsed a lot. And the thing is, what's done is done. Cheeky's accepted it. It was an error. Pepper's accepted it. The whole board have accepted that. This period was a dramatic failure. Now, in January, we fixed that with Husanov, with Vito Hayes to come in. Now, people are saying, why have they not started as much? Like I said, it just got in. And also, Pep's found the formula of Gavardio, Diaz, and the two centre-back pairing, by the way, that we wanted a consistent starting of. Because in that December, October, November period, our backline was consistently changing every single day. We don't know who was coming in. And the goals were shipping in left, right, and centre. Is it all of a sudden in the last, 7, 8, 9 games, we finally found a proper back line. Yes, some are makeshift left backs, right backs, but they can communicate. They know what to do. Even they don't have the naturalness, they know what to do in that role, whether it's bumming up forward, going inverted. It's like we've got the trust back. Yes, trust. Yeah. And that's the thing we didn't have at the start of the season, it's trust. And next season, we need to have that trust back because Pep is not going to allow some of the things happening. Now, you mentioned about replacements, who should go, etc. It's all well and good. Listen, I want Silva, Gundogan, Cover, De Bruyne, all of that out the door. It was up to me. However, we need buyers. Like what Martin alluded to there. We want buyers. We're going to get that in a different conversation. For me, it depends on the interest at the time and whether the club is actually interested in getting those defenders or midfielders or even forwards out. That's the whole point. And until that happens, things are not going to change as much. Now, obviously, Ken De Bruyne is out of the door.
Same problems next season, it sounds like.
No, I don't think so. We will get players in, but I'm just talking about as of now, right now, on the 4th of May, 2025, as of now. In 2 weeks, like today, the report about John Stones, as what's it called, getting interest. There is interest there. Let's see if it happens. Kevin De Bruyne out the door. Kovacic and Gundogan, interest from Galatasaray. And Fenerbahce and some other Saudi clubs. There's possibilities there. Silva, Benfica, will it happen? It depends. Maybe you want that goalkeeper as a replacement. So there's a lot of avenues we're taking. So what I'm trying to say is, we're healing. And we can't keep on looking back. Because if we keep on looking back here, there's no point of it. When we might as well just live in make-believe. I'm hearing both sides, by the way, both Mateus and
I'm sorry
Martin's.
to jump in.
Both.
I need to go
Yeah.
in a minute. Sorry to jump in. Is
Yeah, cool.
Mateus there, the little fraud? Because I'm about to totally destroy his little argument right now.
Oh,
Just while he's
Oh,
sat
here we
there.
go. Here we
Oh,
go.
wow.
worked up for that.
Can I just ask Mateus a question?
He's like, "Whoop."
Who was our back line against Brighton? Because you threw the Brighton game at me and you went, oh, why didn't you do this, that, and the other? Can you name me the back line for Brighton? No, stop researching it, Ollie, because I'll tell you the back line.
Simpson Pusey, Rico.
Simpson Pusey played. Well done. So did Rico. So hang on a minute. All this. Why didn't we give Simpson Pusey a chance? We
I
did.
was there, Martin. Martin, I was there.
We
Martin. I
had
was there,
no.
Martin.
The point I was making to Mateus
Yeah,
was
right, Luke.
we had nobody. We were at bare bones. We were gone.
You're muted, Mateus.
Yeah, I know he's muted because.
No. Sorry. I said. No. See, Martin. What he does, yeah? I said against I think that was Bournemouth. I said Brighton or Bournemouth. He done a madness. Yeah. What was the score against Bournemouth? Was it 2-0 or 2-1?
2-1.
2-1.
Did we score?
Yeah,
yes, we did.
It's Vardio. Vardio.
Oh yeah, it was Vardio.
What was the phone? No, Vardio. You know me.
So yeah, that was the Bournemouth game. That was the Bournemouth game where, that was Bournemouth.
So he's changing fixtures now to say his debate.
No, if you look at no. See, Martin, if you look at the argument, that was when I said that was the Bournemouth game when Fanaka came off injured.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I just missed
the Spurs game.
Yeah, I just confused
right?
with the Brighton game. Josh got I think that was the game where Ak came off injured. Yeah. When I got off injured, he rather than him move bloody Vardio into the centre back. No, rather than keep Vardio in there and move some Pusey, he moved Vardio and put Rico Lewis. Yeah. And I said, okay, why don't you've got a defender in there. Use them.
You're changing parameters here. You gave me 2 games. You gave me Brighton and you gave me Sporting, and then sat there and went, why didn't we play Simpson Pusey? Simpson Pusey played both games.
I gave Brighton, I gave Bournemouth, and I said one of them games, Fanaka came off injured. He mismanagement that his injury. He did. Because Nathan Ake, he was getting rushed back into the team for no reason at all.
Why? Because half the fan base.
No, that's on the manager.
Half the fan base is destroying Rico. No one wanted Rico Lewis in the team back then.
I never.
Let's be honest. Not you. I said, right. So if you don't want Rico, and people didn't want Simpson Pusey, what else is he going to do? He's got nobody else. They're all injured. They're on the medical table. He's even brought youngsters in now. The next step is getting you and me in. Me and you going at centre back.
The treatment that Rico Lewis got from this fan base during that period is not acceptable.
Why not? Send it to Maldini.
He had Kyle Walker, who was playing when he needed an operation, and he was still going out.
Kyle Walker needed an operation.
Board, frankly,
we had Kyle Walker injured. We had Ake injured, Akanji injured, Diaz injured, and Stones injured all at the same time. If you go to any team,
his idea was it to go in with 7 defenders this season.
Well, how many do you want? 12.
Well, when you can just write up, in the season that Stones and Ake are both going to be injured and likely at the same time.
No, Kelsa, name me another team. Name me another team. No, Kelsa, name me another team that has 10 quality centre backs.
I don't need
not even Real Madrid have that.
I just need backup because you know that Stones and Ake are going to get injured. It happens.
No, but Kelsa, we were using backup. The backup. The backup was injured.
When you all dip it, we never had any centre back crisis. And I'll tell you why.
What?
And I'll tell you why. We never had any centre back crisis when we dip it. Yeah. What we had and what we currently have at this football club and what we've been having for 2 years now is full-back crisis.
We have 0 fullbacks at the club right now.
Yeah. Because if we done the business in terms of the full-backing area, we will never have this centre-back crisis. The reason why we do is because we're trying to accommodate centre-backs into full-backs, telling them go up and down, you're running. Yeah, because we refuse to play. We refuse to go out there and address the full-back area. 2019 was the last time we brought in a full-back into this club, and that was Cancelo. That was a swap deal for Danilo. We had 3 full-backs at the time, and that was the last time, 2019. Fast forward 6 years, we got rid of all the full-backs. We got in 6 centre-halves and tried to accommodate them to play full-backs. Yeah. Now, because we have forced during the treble season and last season to this fullback going up and down the pitch. There was even the treble season, Nathan Ake putting crosses in there. Centre backs are not supposed to do that much work. Acting like a fullback, that causes a lot of injuries. But the club failed to address this situation. That's why when we talk centre backs crisis, no, we never had it. What we lacked was fullbacks, like proper fullbacks in there. Because if we had fullbacks, yeah, doesn't matter whether Johnstone's, Ake, even bloody Kanji at the times were injury, we could have done Vardio or Diaz at some games, Vardio or Kanji playing with the Needles, or Vardio and Simpson. Fullbacks are there, yeah, but we failed to address it. I hope next season, yeah, Pep is watching. The Pep team is watching our stream. He needs to sort that out.
Yeah.
Yes, we will. Trust me, we will. We will. I'm telling you right now, we will. Because we're not just searching for Cambiasa for no reason. What do you think Pep's going to do for next season? You might go 3 at the back, mate. With 2 wing backs performing up forward. That's what you're thinking of.
Yeah, because listen, when I said at the time, yeah, do you know the treble season where he was like, fuck it, I'm going with 4 centre backs across the back 4. Yeah, it worked. And I always said it at the time. I said it works for a set period of time. It will not work throughout the whole season, because if there will be games where you need proper fullbacks to add a bit of more quality, especially in the final third in terms of crosses in the box, because our wingers can't cross it. Yeah. Like Bernardo, he can't.
No, I get that. But you got to remember, we've just gone 4 years of 70 games.
Yeah,
no team has played any games like us for 4 years. It was always going to catch up to some point.
Yeah, and Chicky.
And I'm telling you now, if catching up.
Chick told this. Chick told the manager, let's rebuild this summer. The manager said no.
But we bought players. I don't get this back. We didn't in the summer. We can't keep going back to the summer.
We
don't even know if Pep is going to stay in the summer.
I agree, Martin. We can't keep going to the summer. Now we did, and we're not even using them.
No, but this because you don't just use players straight away. They're not here for. They're here for now and the future. What do you say to Gundogan? You can't say to Gundogan, off you go to a retirement home, mate. See ya.
That's simple, guys.
Go and enjoy yourself.
Well, the plan was, the reason why we can't say to him is because the manager was like, I'm going to start you until you activate your clause so you can stay with me for 1 more season.
Could you imagine if we did a United? Right, our worst ever season in 4 years, and we were potentially probably going to finish second in an FA Cup. God knows if we finish 10th. I can tell you, I'm moving continents if we finish 10th. I'm coming off YouTube. I'm disappearing. My word.
Mate, Martin.
Okay, not all of us
people
are here.
Doing bingo cards. People be doing bingo cards, man. You know what I mean? Bingo videos. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sorry, man.
We'll move on. Move on now. I think it's been talked about for about ages.
Luke is like,
hold on. It's been going for ages, man. But Martin, I got to go, man. I'm streaming a bit. I sent you a redirect to your stream after the stream's done a little bit. So
come and join me for my Happy Clapper stream at 9:30. Happy Clapper.
Send the stream, please, Martin. I'll definitely be on it.
Happy Clapper.
Take
care of. Hit the subscribe. Show Luke a lot of love.
Big up Martin. He's always Martin. He's always nice to discuss Man City with you. Big
Yeah.
up to you.
This
So
is the man. This is the
yeah,
man who's got the biggest Bernardo Silva agenda I've ever witnessed in the world of football. By the way,
What?
absolute fraud.
See,
Take
that's
care,
what
all.
you do.
No, big
See,
up.
Okay, mate.
no, that's
Yeah.
what Martin
Conversation's
doing, yeah?
fun.
Every time I'm
We
on
all agree all the time. It's really not.
Big up.
It's fun.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
more
Right,
fun
man.
and it's a more productive
yeah, one
conversation
sec.
when we disagree.
Yeah, one sec.
Go on.
I need to share some developments of Wirtz, though.
Where is that
If
on
you could
City
just read
Extra?
It's the
Yes,
Instagram.
the extra.
Ready to pay 150 million euros for him.
Euros.
That's
So that's what 130
When was
pounds.
that
a,
posted,
yeah,
bro?
130 pounds.
Wait, I'll look it
when
up.
was
I
it
got it
posted? Hold on,
Yeah. So I was gonna ask. Let me just like say this to you. Like look, think about this. Like, do you know like I've had this some arguments and I said this. You do know like I was saying this.
127 pounds.
Yeah. I
I
feel
don't
like a
think it's
broken
worth
clock
it.
saying this.
128 round up.
I feel like a broken clock saying this to you guys, but like I kept saying, Leverkusen are not going to sell to a direct rival many times
They're
because
not.
if you think about
They're
it,
not. They're not gonna
yeah,
do
why
that.
would they? Why would they? Because I'll tell you why. Like, if they do that, I'll say this to Leverkusen fans: you can forget about the Bundesliga for the next 10 years if you let that happen, and it would not be helping you as a club in order to keep on competing at the top of the Bundesliga because that's what they want to do. Because I think about with from Florian Wirtz's perspective, like here's the thing: the alternatives are very underwhelming for me personally because I've seen names like, with no disrespect to any of them, like the likes of Sudakov from Shakhtar Donetsk. No, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's great, but the likes of Simmons from RB Leipzig as well, or the likes of or Becatelere from Atalanta. No disrespect to them, I think they're great names, but we're talking about replacing De Bruyne here, we're not talking about replacing like some next player. We're talking about replacing, if not the greatest ever City player in the modern day era. Of course, sits on the same table as Colin Bell, Mike Summerby, and Francis Lee. We're talking about he's probably in my eyes at the very least the greatest Premier League midfielder ever seen. It's not the greatest player the Premier League's ever seen. We're talking about replacing Kevin De Bruyne. And if you're going to replace Kevin De Bruyne, you've got to be willing to accept the fact that the club will fork out over 100 million euros
Exactly.
or pounds or whatever it is in order for you to keep on competing. And for me personally, there's no other man capable of stepping into the main creative role for Manchester City going forward into the 25-26 season and beyond than Florian Wirtz, because
I
there's just
disagree.
here's the thing, there's just no one else. Look, there's no one else. Look, Kevin De Bruyne is one of one. Of course, listen, there'll be no other player like
He's
him
talking
ever.
like he's the second coming of Jesus.
Yeah,
That
but I'm
he's
not.
gonna
And
come
I'm
to
not.
the earth, like
Yeah.
fucking cure the multitude, blessing everyone, multiply
Yeah.
all the breads and fish and feeding every
Yeah.
single, and solve all the Manchester City problems. What are we doing
Yeah.
here?
Yeah, but I
God.
think if you're talking about having a creator in the team next season, it's got to be Kevin De Bruyne. Got to be Florian Wirtz to replace Kevin
And
De Bruyne.
yeah, I need to also turn your attention to Tiani Reinders.
The Janie Reiniers. What's going on with him? What's going on with him?
This was the post that I've seen.
Did they
He
post
is
that on X as well?
considered to be the ideal replacement for Gundogan.
Gundogan.
So I reckon we must get it.
Yeah, and if you think about like what Kelk says, like, what do you want to feed Harry Kane? Even though he's a top striker for the next, who's only got a couple
2
of years
years
left.
max.
Or do you want to feed Haaland for at least the next 10 years, where you're going to guarantee us, where you're going to feed him so many balls that he can only dream of, to put in the back of net? Because for me personally, it's like, I know he scored 30 goals this season. 30 goals a season. Listen, from his perspective, that's not good enough. I know he wants to push the 60 goal season mark going into next season as well. So, and I think like he's more than capable of doing that. So I think, yes, Kel, I do agree. Father time comes for everybody as well. So yeah,
Other time comes for everyone, and if you overplay
100%.
for 7 seasons in a row, it's gonna come earlier. Like Us saying that Bernardo has no legs right now does not mean that like we're just forgetting 7 years. 7 years of brilliance. We're not forgetting that. We're just saying he's not that guy right now, and him playing all the minutes right now when he's not that guy is the reason we're in this mess. Not just him specifically. It's accumulation effect. And the problem is there's too many of those guys on the team right now because we neglected to rebuild for, I'd say, 2 summers in a row. After the trouble season, shouldn't have kept Walker. Should have let him go when he wanted to go. And
and it
not
just doesn't make
rebuilding
sense.
properly.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense keeping players.
And if we keep these guys next season, we'll see the same problems. That's all I'm getting at. I'm not disrespecting what they've done in the past. I love these players. Like when Bernardo Silva leaves, I'm going to be so sad. I love that guy. I just bought his shirt with his name on it. Like, I don't do that for players very often. Like, you have to earn it for me. It takes me years to get to that level.
It's time
he's
to
just
go.
not that guy right now. And I think he's
Time to go. Let's not just do this. Oh no, it's time to go. Listen, no one is disrespecting these players. Yeah, we've praised them. We've praised them for what they've done. Yeah, we've praised them and we're grateful. However, it's time to go.
I'm just used to it. Like my American football team used to do that. They'd always get rid of players 1 year too soon. Because we'd say that as fans.
Because
and then the team just kept getting better.
Yeah. Walker was getting rinsed at the beginning of the season by the fan base to the point where I need to go.
Walker got benched in the trouble season.
Yeah.
I don't know why we resigned him. He got benched. He only played against Real Madrid and Bayern. And the only reason he played against Bayern is because Ake got hurt.
Yeah.
He got benched in that season. Do we not remember that?
We gave him a new deal because the manager wants him to stay. So the manager wants like players that's the same old guy to stay because he trusts them more. However, we're not moving forward if we are keeping these players just because of what they've done. Pep Guardiola himself, it's not us, it's not you, Cal, it's not you, Luke, Alf, Hong, AK, it's not that Dash, it's not us, Pep Guardiola himself came out in the press conference and said some of these players, they can't live off what they've done in the past. It's about here and now.
100%.
That was Pep Guardiola. That was
it's about what's moving forward as a club.
If we as a fans are saying, right, okay, we need to let go of these players, how is that being disrespectful? If your manager just told us that some of the players, if they can't deliver what they've done in the past, same because he's given the same treatment to Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish not starting, he's in the bench. Why is it wrong if the fans mention? Why?
Because the fans are not used to this type of rebuild.
No, it's pathetic the way they're trying to silence the fans.
Rebuild after
I'm tired of it.
No, the fans. Let's be honest. Man City, this is the biggest rebuild in Man City history, pretty much. Even what came before Udlis when Pep first arrived, that's nowhere near the level. We're talking about bidding off treble winners. We're talking about bidding off 4-peat winners. We're talking about bidding off our most successful generation in our club's history. Our fans are not used to this level of rebuild. It's not about who we get, it's about who we have to bin off. Our fans have never been in a situation like this. Even if you're 100 years old, never in our history has Man City been in this situation. That's why our fans are so emotional, are so attached to these players. But then you have managers like Pep Guardiola who come from Barcelona. And Barcelona, they've had better. Let's be honest. They've had Maradona. They've had Messi. They've had better. They've had to let go of better. So for them, Martin, you've not seen the same. You have not seen the same. When in our history did Man City bin off our treble-winning squad? You've never won the treble before. It's completely different, Martin.
You mean in terms of success?
Yeah, in terms of
we've
success.
Been shit before. Yeah, I get where Martin's coming from. I mean, right now, like winning the league and having this drop off, I get it. But I think that's what comes to expectations, because at the time, even under Stuart Pearce, we expect a certain level of performance, especially when we're not scoring goals at home for a fucking 6-8 months. But we at least expect some level of performance. We were not expecting winning the league. But if you fast forward 15 years later, the expectation has changed because the club has grown, the fan base has grown. There's a lot of money being invested. We pay more money to watch football matches. We pay more money to go into the games. Obviously, the expectation changes, and if we start seeing that certain things are not being done properly, or the players are not delivering, obviously they'll be causing a certain meltdown. But it's normal. It happens to any single club.
Yeah, of course. But here's the thing. Our success has caught up with us a lot faster than the actual fan base has been able to catch up with it. Our success, our fan base cannot comprehend it, I think, at some points. Our fan base, when the Sake came in, he told us, every time you lose, be angry. A lot of our fan base, and fair enough, it's what you grew up with. Fair enough. But that is not how the club thinks about these things. The clubs have a different perspective. The club thinks, we want to be the Real Madrid of England. That's what the club wants. And the fan base just is not... the fan base is just not caught up with that level of standards. So a lot of people are sentimental.
The reason why we are complete two different clubs. Real Madrid and Man City is just a different club. Growing up, I'm telling you, as a City fan, as someone who's grown up watching City, we had, like, the Liverpool, Madrid is a bit different. Just one sec.
Yeah, listen, I'm going to interject here. Listen, what's different is the fact that, listen, we want to compete with Madrid, the Barcelonas, the Bayern Munich, etc. Yeah.
Madrid. Do you know what happened? Like, you look, Madrid, they're on the verge of not winning anything, and do you know what the result is? They're getting rid of Ancelotti, and he's about to become the Brazil manager.
Hey, go on. Come on, Zone.
Now the stream just peaked. They're at the top of the level now.
Can't get better than this.
The man
himself. How you doing, mate?
Also,
stay up, Tone.
Don't assume everybody
Mr. Tone, how you doing?
Either. Like, honestly, all this season is like, I've seen the same problems, and I just see them not being addressed, and that's what's frustrating me. I don't care about. I honestly don't care if we win the league. I hope we win the FA Cup, but like.
Yeah, big up Tony. Yeah, how are we? So I was saying, Madrid.
I just want to stop seeing our midfield getting demolished.
Real Madrid. People, I think, is more inclined to social media. I don't want to be Real Madrid. Listen, for me, growing up as watching City, it's more like City is like a culture. It's like a religion for me. Yeah, and it's a family club. We literally are a family club. So Real Madrid's a bit different. Real Madrid, basically, the way they run is different. The fans, they literally set up the whole club. They elect the president.
Exactly. Yeah.
English football is a bit different. So different culture, different country, whatnot. For me, I don't care where we finish. But what I care is performance on the football pitch. That's completely different. League position, I always say, finishing. Conference League, I'll be there. At least season ticket is going to be cheaper if you're in the Conference League. Do you know what I mean? Instead of paying 70 quid to watch a football match against fucking Salisbury or Leipzig in the group stage, if you're in the Conference League, you pay 30 quid. So for me, it is irrelevant where we finish. What I'm so mad and frustrated about is performances. It's literally just performance. And when I see like players don't running from tackles, dunking 50-50, not doing the bare minimum, just doing the basics, it pisses me off. It does really, because we invested so much money as a fans, and we invest so much time watching this football club, following them everywhere we go, to when they're not performing to a certain level, I don't expect to win league titles every year. Football is a cycle. There'll be seasons where we're not winning. It's fine. But it's how you lose it. The title. Do you know what I mean? I'm not accepting fucking Spurs coming to me ground and slap us 4-1, and their players all together, all them four, go to the south stand, doing car seats, wheels on the bus in front of us. What the fuck is that?
What I will say that, right, it's weird because if you look at every time we actually lost the league title after the year we won it, right? It's always been like 15 points behind the winning team. Like we never a title race lost out on the last day, have we? It's always been like us winning
No,
on
no.
a final day.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
So
Even
getting
against
two other
Chelsea, I think we lost when Chelsea won.
Yeah, let's not remember
Our
Spurs
first season-
did
our
smash
first
us, and
season.
you're right.
Oh yeah, the 4-0.
Spurs did beat us, but
4-0.
let's not remember what the table says now. I'd rather be where we are than where Spurs are at the moment.
Yeah.
I think, look, we've won 4 straight. Martin put it right. We can finish second with an FA Cup, and the reaction of some this season, if we do even top 3 or 4 in an FA Cup after what we've won, I would say in what we would maybe call a transitional type season is brilliant. People want to throw more money about United of proof that may not work. You've got to be smarter than that. And also the stuff about the older players, I'm with pretty much everyone when they say we need to move few of them on. I fully respect all of them. And I'm talking in the chat, I'm talking about people, I'm not talking about people that want to move them on. I'm talking about people that are hammering them constantly, every game. It's the same people. As soon as the lineup comes out, Pep's gone with his little favourites and all this other shit. And it's like, well, those favourites won us plenty. And they also were a big part of us beating Wolves the other day in a big game. So I just think there's a line at the moment, and some are just crossing it. And there's a bit too much disrespect going on towards some of our players. I think Pep has his favourites because Pep trusts them. Pep knows far more than any of us about who's doing what on the training pitch. If people think they know better than Pep with a lineup, then go ahead and tell them. And everyone's entitled to their view with the lineup. And I didn't like a couple of the lineups, but it seems to be the same narrative every time. Bernardo, Kovacic, Gondo, all those lot come in. Same people hammer him every time. So I just think they're worthy of a bit more respect than that. And I think those players are still better than they get credit for, especially when you think we could finish in the top 2 with an FA Cup. So just wanted to say that for now.
Yeah, it's also fun, yeah. We won 8
I think
unbeaten.
there are a lot of problems that made us go 1-13 in that. I think that 4 goals, I don't want to offend anybody, that has worked. That has worked in some games. I don't think it worked against the shape the Wolves played, and I got very frustrated with it. But I expect them all to play now, so it didn't really surprise me anymore. But I really don't think it worked against Wolves.
But we got over the line.
We won the game.
We got over the line. That's the most important thing. We got over the line. Doesn't matter the performance. At this rate, doesn't matter. We're at the end of the season. So all it counts is the win. That's it. If it's a 1-0 scrappy win, and Erling Haaland, I don't know, hits with his fucking left bollock into the fucking net. I don't care. If I get the win, I'm getting the win. You know what I mean? If it's November time, December time, January, you're cool.
That's why he goes. That's why he goes with his players, because you need to understand. Yeah, even when we were going to title race with Liverpool, Arsenal, a couple of years for a couple of times. As I say, as me and Martin have alluded, most of the games we were not really playing well. We would just go out there, get the results, get the job done, 3 points, waiting for Arsenal, Liverpool to play. But that's why he's using the same players, because right now he understood that, right, okay, I need to make sure we finish in the Champions League. These players that got me over the line during title races, they can get over the line if I need top 4. So that's why he keep selecting them, because let's say against Bournemouth or even against Palace, against Bournemouth we go 1-0 down in the cup. We came back and won 2-1. Palace we were 2-0 down, we came back and won 5-2. So if there was new players going 2-0 down, with the same players that he trusts, he knows if we go 1-0 down or 2, these players will stick to the plan no matter what. They will stick to what we've done on the training ground. 1-0 or 2-0 down, no matter what, they will stick here. And look, so for some reason, they'll get the result. yeah. If we had new players in there, 2-0 down, they would just go start bombing out forward. Savio, Doku, they would just boom, 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 boom. We need to score, we need to score. They will not have the same, right, it's okay, calm. Let's calm down as the likes of Gundo in there, Bernardo. That's why he trusts them. However, yeah, what I get very upset, yeah, is okay, you trust these players, yeah, but at least give minutes to the guys you've just bought. It's like
You can play both of them.
Even Nico Gonzalez at time. Nico Gonzalez played like 5 minutes every bloody game. Give it the lad.
Play him next to an experienced player.
You
You
invest
don't
so
have to
much
bench
money
every experienced player
into
for
this
him.
lad, £60 million. Give a run the games. We're 5-0 because even when we scored the fourth goal, we 4-2. Just give a bit more minutes. Do you know what I mean?
But we're in a position where we have to win games. Now, Pep's seeing things on the training pitch that we don't see. So he's clearly seeing the players to get us over the line. And to be fair, we are doing. We're third.
No, we are.
Could
Yes,
finish
we are.
second and win an FA Cup. Yeah. So Nico G, I agree. I would start him 100%. But clearly, Pep's not quite seeing something at the moment, which is fine. Mamouche is playing plenty. Kusanov, or however you pronounce it, he's he's just come back from injury and he's struggling to get in a team. But then, to be fair, the back four's playing very well. We're not conceding many
that's a lot
goals,
of crap,
so
bro.
why change
Martin,
it?
I love you, yeah, but you're my G. But that's a lot of crap. Playing Kusanov means changing formation. No, it doesn't.
But why
Come on,
change the back
Martin.
four when it's playing
Bro.
well?
No, bro, Martin, you my bro, yeah, and I love you to bits. But that's a lot of crap, man. No, because listen, I said it before, Tony and Martin, he's changed the centre back pairing against Southampton. He's doing it. Do you know why? Because he saw Nico Riley being a bit rushing to things, try to get a bit forward. He was losing the ball a couple of times, but we saw that guy is mad techie. The technique of that guy is just unbelievable. For his age, he's mad. He's mad. He literally, I think like Nico Riley is the guy that he can. I don't say that. I've only said about Zidane, but Nico Riley, he can play on a suit and produce a decent performance. He's that good technically, but because Nico Riley, if the same with Kusanov, because they made a few mistakes there and there, I just feel Pep Guardiola the very next game, he just bench. I'll put the guy. I'll put Akanji in there, and that's going to happen against Southampton because he will play Akanji in there, and Josko Vardio is going to be left back. Josko Vardio, I've been questioning Josko Vardio for a long time. Kel, look, you know my opinion on Vardio, and I've been saying I've been very critical of Vardio in terms of the way he defends 1v1. He's not aggressive enough, especially in that left back position. He's not really defensive. Was not but in all fairness, when he moved into that centre back position, I saw a player who looks very, very comfortable playing in that position. And for someone who's been really critical, and I said that, don't move him into left back. Just buy a new left back because that's his position. The way we're building up, it massively improved. Building up from the back, having that left. Remember when we got Laporte? He's adding that quality. That pass through the line. He adds that. If we move that into left back, the same way Martin say, we changing the system, we changing the formation, whatever he said. If we added a Akanji in there and put Vardy as left back, we're changing the system then. Because we are. Let's face it.
Every time you change players, you change system.
Yeah.
At least a little bit.
Yeah. Why are we moving?
But what's the problem? But what's the problem with changing the system? If Pep's he's got Saints, so he'll play to how he sees fit. The best team to beat Saints. So if he puts Gvardiol on the left, and by the way, Gvardiol's in my view has been our best player this season, whether he's been on the left or centre. He's my City player of the season. I think he's fantastic in either position. But if he goes left and Akanji and Diaz are in the middle, that is to me stronger than O'Reilly left Diaz and Gvardiol in the middle. You've got
Yeah,
three.
that's
Nico O'Reilly's done really great, but that three, Akanji, Diaz, and Gvardiol is top class. And Nico O'Reilly's brilliant. He's done phenomenal.
Top class balls,
but Akanji,
Yeah.
and that's
Listen,
it. And
I do. See, I get your point. However, see there, that's where me and Martin is going back and forth since last weekend about because when we went on Patrick Shaw, and I said I would bring Jack Grealish into the start lineup or even Phil Foden, and Matt said, "Oh, don't mess with the lineup. We change the formation." Right? Okay, we have to add a few players in there, even though we were winning, but we still need to add a few bits in there. It doesn't mean change the formation. But that's the question. Every time I suggest a player, it's changing the formation. And I keep asking, what happened when Haaland comes back? Because we're not playing with a striker. We're not having an 8-9-9. What we're doing is Gundo, even sometimes Mamouche, they playing everywhere in the box. They attack it. Like they make runs in the box. So if you have an 8-9-9 and a Haaland, obviously you're going to change the way you play because you've got a focus point in the attack. You've got to have start point crosses in there.
But having a different way of playing is a good thing. We don't want to
it is
one
play.
I
agree with you.
Options. So Haaland, we don't want one team, one way of playing. We have
but Martin doesn't want to change it.
Oh, doesn't he?
No, he doesn't. He said, if you had Martin, we change the formation. And
he's been waffling a lot. You should hear the podcast. He has a right blood.
I know. Usually waffling along. Honestly,
I've been very critical of Phil Foden.
Shameless podcast plug.
Yeah, I've been really critical of Phil Foden this season. I feel like we miss. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Phil Foden has been rubbish. Yeah, but the games we've been playing, I just feel like we need that Phil Foden magic. Do you know that flair that only Phil Foden can add into the team? That's why I suggest. I'm happy to start him against Wolves. And even when he came on, he looked really sharp for that 5 minutes. He was pressing, the way he was running, holding the ball up. And I feel like, you know what?
But Matthijs, now you're talking about Pep mismanaging the squad early this season.
Yeah.
Foden should not be playing full 90s at the moment, or even start to take 60 minutes.
And he's not. No, to be fair, he's not.
No, but he bring him on.
Yeah.
Like, play a few minutes.
Foden's
Shall I fill up the glass?
It was in there. He's gone now.
Shall I fill up the glass then?
This is the new box office matchup. Matt
got him.
That's box office cinema right there.
Go on, come on.
You get DeLorean in here too.
Load of bollocks to Tone. What's he talking? Where's he gone now? Listen, I was defending you a minute ago.
Let me get a pint.
I'm here.
No, but bollocks to your pint. Right, I'll make the point. Yes, you can change the formation, but as I said earlier on, Kushanov's not playing because Diaz's build-up play is better than Kushanov's. Pep has explained this. It is. It is. Pep came out with a statement. He said, go back to the Bournemouth game. He said he got a yellow card and he was being, what was the word he used? It was something like he was being rash.
Yeah, it was a bad game.
So the problem is, Diaz isn't going to do that. You can't do that from the back because the build-up play from the back is the important thing, especially when Nunes and O'Reilly are used as wingers.
Bad games, though.
When's he had a bad game in the last 6, 7?
The one, I'm blanking. The one, not the Wolves game. What was the one before? I don't think it was not before his game. What was the Premier League game? I'm blanking on games.
What are we even talking about now?
I think Diaz lost a yard of pace.
He wasn't good in it, and I think it was a Forest game. I'm blanking right. I've been drinking, so
alcoholic.
The FA Cup, best we've played in ages.
Cup game. I think he struggled in the cup game. That's the one.
Did he fish? We're coming.
No, not the cup game. It must have been the what was the one before the
She's
cup
got an agenda.
Kushanov is going to play.
One of my favorite players. This is not an agenda.
Kushanov is going to play. I don't know what he's going to play. He's going
See
to play.
Gandalorian in here to set this powder keg on fire. If you want a good
Martin,
show.
Martin.
That's
Martin.
defamation, by the way.
He's got an agenda.
Who else?
I love Diaz. I'm just saying, if you're gonna make a, if you were in theory, that was my.
Anyway,
that was my,
close the show down. I want to start mine.
Yeah.
The Diaz
I'm trying to stop it. I was
Diaz.
thinking still. Come on, people.
The only reason I think Kuznetsov and Diaz are very similar players. I just think Kuznetsov has way better pace, which you might need in a high line.
By the way, Tone has no
The only
excuse now.
potential I would change.
I'll see you in 2 minutes, Tone. You've no excuse anymore. Bye.
Oi.
No, I've got to go.
I'll be on it.
Major defamation. Pick up another silver court case.
And I will say on the record, I know why Kuznatsov's not playing, and that's fine. My bigger agenda is I want Yashko as a center back.
He called Pep Guardiola bold.
Hey, Yashko center back will be great. Don't worry about
Shampoo.
that.
Ooh.
Shampoo.
Yeah. I totally get why he's not playing right back and why Nunez is thinking that. That's fine. I accept that. No problem.
We're gonna end it now because Mark's gonna start his show, and I think we've gone almost 2.5 hours, and I'm done talking about.
Martin gonna
I
send
can. You know what? Small announcement. Small
This
announcement.
conversation for another 2 hours, you know.
Small announcement before you end the stream here. Club Brugge won the cup, and if there's any Anderlecht fans in the chat right now, it was not a penalty. Fuck you. There you go.
Okay.
Guys, I've got to go. Good to see everybody.
We're going to Mancunian
Okay, sorry.
way.
Big up, cool, man.
Same here. I gotta go as well.
Dave, have a good one.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna end it
Is
there.
Martin gonna send the link?
This was incredible, by the way. Everybody involved.
Good one.
Big
It's
up.
been a great one.
So
It's been a
good.
good one. They got the chat, everyone for tuning in on Twitter, YouTube, guys. Obviously, the fact that
I should
well,
come
was
in more
about
often.
8 people in
I
there.
should come in more often.
Yeah.
Good.
Come in more
Really
often.
good, bro.
Final
Yeah,
show.
good.
Yes.
He's got the Twitter stuff. He's showing us all the news in real time.
Yeah.
Yes.
ITKs. I've shown you the ITKs.
Yeah, the ITK
Yes.
information, which is ITK. Yeah.
Yes.
It was lovely,
All right.
wasn't it?
No comment.
Everyone, big up everyone for tuning in today. I was on YouTube, and probably one of the best shows I've actually done, I think, on the channel. So to everyone who's been
So you don't want to
mean,
go
on
for
the
the
panel.
record for longest.
It's me and Matthijs on the show again.
not today.
Just-
My head's
Come
knackered.
on.
Another day, maybe another
Subscribe to
day.
Luke's channel. Subscribe to
And,
Alfie.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like the
Was it
stream,
Alpha or
y'all.
someone?
Like
I'll
Like the
subscribe.
stream.
Subscribe to Luke and subscribe to Martin. Legend.
And next,
And Alfie as
next,
well.
and next show,
Black Martin. He's up
Yeah.
next.
Okay.
and end of the
Yeah,
season show, bring up the popcorns because I've got my files ready.
Oh my god.
We'll be there. We'll be there for
Oh,
that
the
stream.
popcorns, eh?
Also tune in an
Yeah.
hour from
I've
now.
got a
Tuesday
massive
fans
file.
gonna have another
Edison-
All out streaming coming.
Edison
Oh,
is
yeah.
on that file. Well, Bernardo Silva is the main character. It's the front page.
We're gonna break
Trust
down the
me.
minutes and it.
It's like absolute
Okay.
black.
In this Brighton game back in December, he's
tell you,
gonna have it
okay,
all.
Yeah,
What we'll do, that stream will happen over the summer. So over the summer,
yeah,
That's
yeah,
why we're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
set the
yeah.
record on this channel.
yeah,
We'll go
definitely.
10 hours.
4-hour stream, 5-hour stream. We'll
Well, multiple
drinks,
meals,
we'll
bathroom
boost
breaks,
it.
in and
Get
out
the
panel.
popcorn. If you
That's
drink,
gonna get your popcorn
yeah,
ready for
get
that
your
one.
drinks ready. Get your squash.
I got my drink
your
right
booze,
here. I'm not
your
working today. I'm
Prosecco's,
drinking.
your beers.
We'll do as
Booze.
well.
I got the booze
And
right here.
we-
Let's
We
go.
got the booze. Thaddeus has the booze too.
And let me tell you, yeah,
I
this
got the
that
points
show
on.
is not for sensitive people. It's gonna be. I'm gonna give you some reality check and some facts about certain
Reality
players.
checks. Let's see.
Also, this is all from a place
Reality
of love.
check you, man.
For
How
me,
much
it's a
is?
place of love. I love the club and I want them to succeed.
No, definitely. It's all
That's
love.
all
It's
it
all love.
is.
No, no
I
one's
don't
gonna.
hate anybody.
It's not being disrespectful. to
Hey,
it.
hey. If we get Wirtz, trust me, celebration stream long.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Matthijs is gonna be dead as counteracting forward.
Wirtz, shameless celebration stream. From the
That
tail.
is
Matthijs is gonna be
Right,
young.
we're getting Mateus in that stream, and he's gonna have to prop up Wirtz. That will be cinema.
I'm already.
Mateus is the
Absolute
biggest
cinema.
Wirtz hater on the internet.
I'm already-
Cinema.
I'm getting me Wirtz file ready. Do you not see it? This is the first. Today was the first day I've actually tweeted about Wirtz.
Wirtz
The
file.
file is ready.
Upload it.
I have Yeah.
Wirtz
and
scored though.
He's not
Wirtz.
kidding.
And
Every
don't
day,
forget,
Mateus is
He
like
dropped
Wirtz.
a stinker today. An absolute stinker. But he scored. Yeah.
He pulled a Jude. That's what he did. Or I couldn't even pull
Right.
Foden.
Guys,
Big up, look.
Oh yeah.
say-
thank you everyone for tuning in.
Look, I apologize. I apologize. Before you close out, United, hold that. You absolute waste
Yeah,
man.
you fraud.
Hold that. You
Yeah,
absolute waste
United.
man. Getting popped off by Brentford. You absolute waste man. You're sitting 15th with a minus 11 goal difference. Hold that. Yeah.
Do you know what's going to
Remember
be
when they
funny?
were flexing being 4 points behind us with a better goal difference?
And
When is-
and of
Farm
course,
remembers.
mind the
Wednesday
gap.
night.
Celts.
Yeah, Wednesday night when Arsenal gets knocked out.
Dude.
Oh,
I'm
we
going
are.
on the
Oh.
offensive.
We
We're
will be there.
streaming.
I am
We are
crashing every stream
streaming.
that
We
I
will be
can.
live.
God.
I'm getting
Look,
on Mo. I'm
look,
getting on
set up
Hussam.
a
I'm gonna
stream,
get on the
10
I'll go on the
PM,
football terrace
10
after that
PM.
game.
Wednesday night, set up the stream.
Arsenal cooking stream will be there. We will be
Set
doing
up
that.
the
Also, the
stream.
best part about that
Celebration
Thursday
streams.
morning at Footy Judge Mo, the cooking lounge at 2 p.m. UK time. I'll be there.
Oh, lovely.
Ooh.
All
Arsenal
right,
goal
all
against
right,
Sheffield.
everyone.
People,
Celts.
look forward to it,
Stay safe,
guys. Yeah, guys. Thank you guys. Thank you for coming on. Cheers, guys.
And Old Trafford is falling down. Remember